second game of VFL, and Cody Walker as to what he can potentially be in the future. And it's Riley and Dobson who'll get us underway in the middle of the ground. Dobson reaches up and wins down the first tap for St Kilda, but it's socket off the ground by Fogarty inside 50. Overrunning the footy was Dirksen, and then on the bottom of the pack, Taru tries to knock it out. Still alive for Carlton inside the forward 50. As Moyer has a go, trying to tap it clear. Here's Hewitt, gets the hand pass away. Lord looks into the pocket, and that's a beautiful pass. Ison leads into the right forward pocket and marks. And a chance to keep the opening goal inside a minute. A lot of hype around Jack Ison. He kicked 4 goals last week against Tassie. He is certainly showing the possibilities. 11 goals so far for the season. A tight angle in the right forward pocket to start with. To give Carlton a dream start. Curls it around his body. It's across the face of goal and through for a minor score. First score behind the way of the Blues inside a minute here. The VFL match of the day on ABC Sport. St Kilda with that late change. Jack McRae out. And Bent coming in. As Fincher looks to bring St Kilda back into play. Sends it long up towards Dobson. Riley from behind makes the spoil. Off hands Boxall. Tries to get it going forward. Davey has to try and break away as he's locked up by Blake Acres. And the umpire circles and will ball it up on the wing. Plenty of fans coming down to Princes Park this afternoon to try and take in some of the action. Of course, we can catch it on ABC TV. Hewitt's hand pass chopped off by Sed of St Kilda. Half forward, and the intercepting mark is taken across half back. Nagel, as he looks to try and switch. And Louis Young's going to work it back inside the defensive 50. Charleston switches it out. Lord has it in the right back pocket for the Blues. Cooper Lord sends it as long as he can up the wing. Great positioning there in the end, and the mark is taken by Barrett as he takes back possession for St Kilda on the wing. The Blues one behind to St Kilda yet to score. Barrett looks up towards half forward. Max King comes up, presents and takes the mark. And St Kilda fans would love the sight of that early. Confidence in his body, presenting well and coming down with a good contested mark. And shoot from just inside 50 out to the left.
It's a good sign, isn't it? Space to work in. Went a little bit wider than I'm sure St Kilda would have loved, but that's where the space was, worked in there, and a nice launchable extension. That's good. That's a really good sign for Max.
At the one behind last week in his return after so long on the sideline for the last couple of seasons. Max King back playing VFL footy. It's not bad off the boot. It's straight over the goal umpire's head. And the perfect start for St Kilda fans. Not only a goal, but Max King on return, kicking the first goal in his second game of VFL. And it's the Saints 1 straight 6 to Carlton 1 behind. And that's what you love to see, Half. All his teammates getting around him. Hopefully he knows everyone's names, but he has been training with the VFL guys for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, he's been there a little while, so I reckon he might have a handle on it. But it's just a great passage of play for St Kilda. And we've seen the St Kilda in action the last couple of weeks. It's been a run and gun type game. There's no real focal point up forward. Max changes that dynamic. He gives them some more opportunities to score in their forward half. We saw that there. Great lead, good extension, nice finish from the big fella.
First goal in 671 days for Max King. Round 17 of 2024. His last AFL appearance. Good start for the Saints. Hewitt in there. This is Riley, the impressive young ruck. Delivers it inside 50. O'Keefe to the front with strength. He's got the better of Barrett on that occasion. And Hudson O'Keefe will kick from 45 out.
Centre bounce work, centre square work these days is critical. If you get out the front, like we saw Carlton do on that occasion, you're going to get opportunities for forwards to come up with the ball the way the modern game's set up. And this young fella is a large man and tough to get past a full stop, let alone on a lead like that.
Work from Flynn Riley, busting out of the middle. The young ruck delivers to O'Keefe. 8 AFL games to go with his 37 VFL games, and he responds for the Blues. It's a goal apiece at Princes Park.
And the big bloke taking charge in the forward lines. Max King up one end, Hudson O'Keefe down the Blues end to the left of screen. It certainly makes it a bit easier, as I mentioned before, getting out of the centre bounce. As we'll see on the replay, just it's a nice finish. It's a nice kicking action for Big Hudson. Seen him in action a few times at the AFL level. Looks relatively comfortable, still trying to find his full groove, I think. But that's a big confidence boost for him so far.
Yeah, just the 8 games at the next level. Contract year for him, Jem. It's a big year for Hudson O'Keefe.
It is, and he's acting captain today. Carlton have got a different system going on in their VFL program this year. They've got rotating AFL players acting as captain each week with support from the VFL leadership group. So a good way for him to start off his first game as a captain.
Thanks, Gemma. Dobson wins down the tap, back in the middle of the ground for St Kilda. Said swoops into it, down, trying to break out of a tackle. Has a second go at it. Fogarty lays the tackle. It might be penalised holding the ball, and Carlton are going to take it in the middle of the ground. That's the type of intent you want from Lockie Fogarty. He looks out towards right half forward, where he has Lord on his own. He decides to give the hand pass away. And here's the run. Charleston cuts back on his left, sends it long towards the goal square. Presenting is Moyer. Can't take the mark. Barrett. It might have been dribbled through on the goal line there. Blake Acres has finished from a couple of metres out, and Carlton have 2 quick goals in succession.
Well, put enormous pressure on the St Kilda defence. Just that, well, the free kick obviously gave a chance for the Blues to spread from that contest to centre-half forward, but Acres running up from the wing to get in the end of it. But just put pressure with numbers in the goal square, kick it to a dangerous spot, and the St Kilda defenders just couldn't quite kill the ball.
It's biggest strength in his game, isn't it, as the modern winger, Blake Acres. How many times we see him involved in a contest in the offensive goal square and the defensive goal square. And there's Cody Walker. Makes his debut for the Blues.
So he's going to play forward at the stage.
The 18-year-old Bendigo rising star, was in the team of the year last year in the Talent League, under 16 Victorian MVP, All-Australian captain at that level as well. And he lives a childhood dream by pulling on the Carlton jumper for the first time. Lord out of the middle, couldn't get it away. Hewitt laid the tackle. Nice smother came from Hogg. Ball ricocheted Chambers, cops up to Camporeale. Now to Cooper Lord. Looks up, drives it low and deep inside 50. That's a great grab at the front by Taru. Floated across the front of Dirksen, who started forward. Takes the mark.
He's so athletic, Taru, isn't he? Just hovers in the air.
Such an exciting prospect, said. Swings it out wide. This is Boxall. Kicks to half forward, coming out to meet it and doing it really nicely in the end with Sammartino. Lewis Young, the touch kick is good, and it finds Wilson, coming off 41 touches last week.
He takes a bounce and gives it away to Blake Acres. They run the outer side of the ground. Now looking to come inboard is Byrne. He finds George Hewitt. 40-odd disposals last week, still in the VFL. Nearly 15. Taylor Byrne. Also had a shot to try and win the game, or draw the game, I should say, against Collingwood. Only a fortnight ago. Sends it into the pocket. O'Keefe in a tangle with Barrett. Bounces out wide of the 2 and goes out of play in the right forward pocket. So after St Kilda kicked the opening goal, the Blues with the last 2 and just getting on top a little bit in terms of the territory half.
Yeah, inside 50s there you see on screen 4-3, so not a massive difference yet. But I reckon what we've seen anecdotally, that the time in the forward half is certainly in the favour of the Blues at the moment, the last 4 or 5 minutes.
See if they can manufacture something from the stoppage. Riley to the front against Dodson. Ball sat for Camporeale, but nowhere to go. Archie Stevens can't muscle his way through. Ball up, 15 out. In fact, it was Cody Walker.
Jet Hartman got the job on him at this stage. And young Cody.
Riley's tap picked off. Boxall, Taru, Barrett under pressure. Quick kick, or pitch just outside 50. Lord's been busy early. Kick goes inside. It'll work for the Blues. Wasn't the intended target, but found Fogarty. He runs to 50 as a man in space. We spoke about Acres' ability to push forward, push back. He's found space once again.
Yeah, stays on his open side, wherever that is. He plays the wing he needs to play as Max King comes off for the Saints. It just keeps great shape. Has always done that through his AFL career. Has continuing to do that down at the VFL. And if you've got the capacity and the composure to know that as a teammate, that you're always going to have that open side player ready, it's going to be a pretty valuable asset for the Blues today.
So Blake Acres already kicked 1. 40 out. He's got 2 early. Good start for Blake Acres and the Blues. Carlton 3-1-19. St Kilda 1 straight kick. We played 9 minutes in the opening term. VFL match of the day on ABC Sport.
Well, it's a good start. They're winning the contested ball at the moment, the Blues. And they putting a bit of pressure on the Saints and transition on the back of that. You just see Acres there, in Acres, on the open side of the ground from where the ball was coming from. Just real discipline, it's experience, and you get the rewards for that when you've been doing it for this long. On the scoreboard a couple of times already for Blake Acres, and I reckon he would have had too many games in his career where he's kicked 2 in the first 9 minutes.
65 goals in his 187 AFL games.
Famously, of course, Jace, 2023 kicked the go-ahead goal in the semi-final against the Demons.
What a game that was.
In a similar position in the forward 50, was able to get in the right place. Back in the middle of the ground, Boxall gets it going forward, St Kilda's way. Wilson was quick, gets the hand pass away to Camporelli. His kick was smothered in the end. Spills out in front of Byrne, who now lays the tackle on Boxall. At the arm pin, but the umpire was blocked and he waves play on. Just seeing if the ball will come clear. Camporelli has to lay the tackle on McGuinness. Still in the centre of Princes Park after St Kilda kicked the first goal. Carlton with the last three. Dobson bounces in to Riley and then wins down the tap. Hand pass came out to Akers, then gets the hand pass to Walker. What can he do here as he kicks up to half forward over the head of Hewitt? Might have got a shove. George Hewitt will take it. It's probably outside his scoring range, so he'll send it to the pocket where O'Keefe is the target. Taru comes over the top to support. Boxall runs onto it. Hand pass to Travalia. One way, then the other. Back to Boxall and a chance to clear.
Had plenty of work to do early, Hugh Boxall. Kicks towards the wing. Duffy gives it off to Lewis Young. Now to Boyd. Boyd retreats and retains possession of Logan Prout. He now looks to switch. Has Lord working in a space. His fifth touch coming up if he can win it. Great pressure there from Bailey McKenzie. At least forced a contest. Lord went again.
Oh, no.
And that's a bit rough. The first handball actually did come back to him, and then he handballed it. It wasn't a throw because it didn't get away from him.
That's right, he didn't drop it at all. The umpire just went early on the wrist because he thought, like the rest of us, he was just going to drop it. But he regained it and then was able to feed it off legally. That's a bit stiff there.
So McKenzie has it 55 out. He was impressive a couple of weeks ago. Kicked 5 against Coburg, 14 possessions, 8 marks and 5-2. This to steady things early for the Saints from outside 50. Oh, doesn't quite get it there on line. Tugged it left looking for that extra distance, and Riley saw it sail over his head for a minor score. St Kilda 1-1, Carlton 3-1. The Blues by 2 goals, 11.5 gone in the opening term at Princes Park.
We talked about his ball drop a couple of weeks ago at Coburg, didn't we? A big shank across the body there just to try and get that extra couple of metres there for McKenzie. So maybe that's his limitation, 47 or 8.
Here is Cody Walker across half back for the Blues, sends it up the wing. Akers can't take the mark and Boxall getting back. Takes an impressive mark. 188 centimetres. And that is always Hugh Boxall's strength, as he can be versatile in the air. He works it around the boundary line and Clark takes the mark. Carlton leading by 12 points. Clark tries to dance around the player on the mark in Walker and sends it up towards 50. Big fly. Wilson over the top. We mentioned he's in red hot form, Jace, but there's an early hanger.
It's kicking the door down at AFL level. Who's going with Adam Saad ahead of him today, looking for a slightly different role. As Dirksen swings it wide, good kick, finds Ison. He's got a man running past. It's Lord, who's been everywhere. Hot start from him. Hewitt uses the body. Will get over the back. Saints have got some numbers there. Swooping back on it is Chambers. Travalia. And now Paddy Dow, the former Blue. Off to Liam Gunson. Back to Travalia. He chips over the top to Josh Clark, who's got the job early on Cody Walker. Chip over the top to Dow. Saints, methodical build-up, has got it to left half back. Backing board to Clark once again. So the Saints just playing a little bit of possession football. And the Blues have done a good job setting up their defensive zone. Clark with no option but to bomb it long to the pack. Dodson worked under it by Dirksen. Wade Dirksen, who the Blues are looking to develop into a swing man. We know he can play forward. He's kicked a bunch of goals in the VFL over the journey. 54 in his 60 games. Been seen in defence for the Blues primarily this year, but they're looking to develop him at both ends of the ground as Akers has it again on the wing.
Got it from Jordan Boyd. As he looks for options across half forward, there's not really a lot on, so we'll go back to Boyd and they'll try and switch it and create some avenues to attack all the way across half back, where the mark will be taken by Lewis Young. He has the wider option of Hogg. They are stretching St Kilda, trying to find ways to just chip through, potentially opening up the middle of the ground. Sammartino gets involved, back to Hogg, sends it up the wing. That's the last lead up from Moya, turns inboard. Camporelli can't reel it in, getting back. Clark hasn't got it though yet for St Kilda. Good pressure from the Blues trying to lock it in. And the umpire will circle and will ball it up just inside 50 for Carlton.
That's the play, though, by Moyo. I really like his decision-making there to try and, once you get to that forward to centre, near the sort of the corner of the square on the boundary line, get it and move it straight away back into the corridor. A little 45, it can break the whole game open.
Boxall's kick. Going back with the flight was Walker. He'll just turn and go. Sizzles a kick inside 50. Over the head of Ison. He'll track it back towards the line. Kai Fincher goes with him. Throw in 25 metres around from the right behind post for the Blues, who lead it by 12 points as we hit the 15-minute mark of the opening term.
It was a good kick from Walker. It's actually too good. His teammate there just didn't read it very well. Jack Ison.
So thrown in the pocket. Dirksen against Dodson, who worked him under it, took it away and snapped it out towards the wing. Charleston's handball will be tidied up by Lewis Young. He popped a handball to Walker. Had to release quickly due to the Boxall tackle. Slap done by Campbell Chesser. And we'll have a throw in 65 to 70 metres out from the Carlton goal. They're 2 goals in front, 15 and a half gone.
Sorry, in amongst the early walk, he's had 4 disposals, which is just behind Lewis Young and Cooper Lord as the leaders for the Blues at this stage. Started on the bench.
Played some senior footy, Cody Walker, as a 16-year-old at Echuca. So no doubt will be ready for this sort of intensity at VFL level. Boxall gets involved. Hand pass to Paddy Dow. Sends the Saints up the wing. Voids the loose in defence. Not required. Good mark taken by Harvey.
That's what they can't do, the Saints. Just kick to the extra all day. Carlton really setting up nicely, allowing the Saints to push up to the ball. They'll keep one deep for those long intercepts.
Making it a tough task for Richardson with Max King on the bench for the moment. To Camporelli, who takes the mark down low in the middle of Princes Park. Max King kicked the opening goal of the game for St Kilda. The Blues with the next 3.
So my understanding is Max should be on distance limit, not a time limit. It's how far they want him to travel today.
George Hewitt has had a lot of the footy early. Position number 6 coming out for him. Out to Charleston. Now wider still to Hogg. St Kilda are forcing Carlton wide to try and prevent the quick entry inside 50. And Darcy Hogg tries to lace out a kick in the direction of Dirksen. It never got to him. Travalia getting back, takes the intercepting mark for St Kilda.
Got a couple of options wide. One of them is Clark. He brings it inboard as Dodson was the target. Well done by Chesser. It'll come back to Clark. And the Saints can try to exit once again through Banfield. Through the fingertips of Sed. He'll go against Wilson. Slick hands was good. McGuinness gave it off to McKenzie. He sizzles a kick to 60 out. It's Nagel. He's got a man on the lead. It's a good build-up from the Saints. And coming out to take the grab is Oscar Ainsworth on debut. The grandson of Jeff Ainsworth, who was a Geelong captain back in 1973, played 135 games for the Cats from 67 to 74. His grandson Oscar makes his VFL debut this afternoon.
Models his game on Paddy Dangerfield, so I was reading through the week.
He's a strong, powerful type, isn't he? Dangerfield, Melksham, Will Hayward, sort of forward, mid type. See how he goes from 40 out. Was always left minus score for Oscar Ainsworth, who's on the board.
He missed an SSP spot with St Kilda at the start of the season. So they're keeping an eye on him, no doubt. But you want to be a bit better than that in front of the big sticks, playing that role.
As you saw, the 9 to 6 inside 50s Carlton's way. Last 2 scores, though, for St Kilda.
How good was the kick from McKenzie, though, to get that ball back inside?
Yeah.
That was the ball.
Bank was able to get it out. Now the hand pass away. The kick from Banfield inside 50. Free kick for a push, and it's going the way of Blake Acres getting back to support his defenders. Wilson in red-hot form, swings it out. Ison leads. Developing forward, working up the ground, and marks it left half back. He might come back inboard to Wilson, so a couple of disposals here in quick succession. He's just that controlling hand across half back. Call to play on. McKenzie tries to corral him. Wilson just works around him. Gains a few extra metres, sends it up to O'Keefe. And Dirksen, it clears both in the end. Taru goes racing after it. Ison might try and sock it off the ground, and it might work in the end. Chesser gets the hand pass away to Camporelli. Looks to drive it long inside 50. Byrne going back 2-on-1. Failing to claim the mark, though, and it's a chance here for Young. And Flynn Young is able to make it 4 on the bounce for the Blues. Carlton out by 17 points, 4-1-26 to St Kilda 1-2-8. I think it was Banfield, the St Kilda defender, who seemed to have the mark under control, but unfortunately put it down.
Well, it's that dangerous spot again. That's a couple of times now they've kicked to just the top of the square and they've got the ball inside their forward 50 at speed and just put pressure on the defenders, and Banfield wasn't able to take the mark, as you say, but it's a nice little finish there from Flynn Young. And it's become a bit of a surge this last 15 minutes for the Blues. Outside that last shot there for Oscar Ainsworth, they haven't had too many good looks in their forward half of the ground.
Certainly been under control possession on the outside. 28 uncontested marks to 13. Inside 50s, 11-7 for the Blues, who lead it by 17 points as we hit time on in the opening term at Princes Park. Riley went up and got the tap. Dow tries to escape Campriali, gives it off to Collard off the back of the square. His kick is tidy to Nagel. Collard came past Nagel, wants to go more direct. Inside 50, good body use, Sammartino. No umpire said illegal. What'd you make of it, Half?
Oh, well, on the in real time, it didn't look like there was too much in that. I'd like to see a replay of it. Looked pretty straightforward, really.
It's that complicated one, isn't it? Was he holding his position or was there two motions with the arms?
It's going to see at the top of the screen. Just leans in. Oh, that's not a free kick. That's not a free kick.
So Bailey McKenzie will get another opportunity here. First one was tugged left. This one a lot closer. Only 30 out directly in front. No problem. Saints get their second, margin back to 11 points. Carlton 4-1-25, St Kilda 2-2-14. Looked like Sammartino holding his position with the naked eye, Half, and the replay seemed to confirm that.
Yep, no, it's just a bad decision in my view. I'm sure they'll justify it somehow, or I'll sign off on it, but it's just a bad free kick, and the Saints were desperate for something to go their way, and that was enough. That may be a little impetus for them to get going again, because they've lost the handle on the game in the last 15 minutes outside of that little moment there. But Bailey McKenzie, we know, can kick goals. He's a fine player.
12 goals now for the season for Bailey McKenzie. His reward is to come to the bench. An important goal back for St Kilda. Not too animated his celebration.
I think he knew he got a cheap one. Like the whole world.
Back in the middle, Dobson and Riley. Riley wins down the tap for the Blues, although Paddy Dow goes to work, gets a clearance away. That's what he does so well. His high kick, though, is over the head of the intended target in Chambers, and the mark is taken by Jordan Boyd of the Blues. Trying to get his way back into that AFL side. Comes inboard to Cooper Lord. He has it at the back edge of the square for the Blues. Plays on. Thinks about switching, but instead goes short to Hewitt. He might give it back to Lord. Runs his 10 metres, and Fogarty's all on his own. Great vision. Boxall couldn't get back. And just leaning back, Lockie Fogarty is able to control the mark directly in front.
Yeah, he got caught in between there, Boxall. He had a teammate in front of their opponent further up the ground, and the opponent just sort of dropped back. So he was in two minds as to whether to stay in front of Fogarty or try and push up on what he thought might have been the intended receiver. In the end, Cooper Lord, because of the quick release from Hewitt, was able to get over that first option and get to Fogarty.
He's got a goal in every game so far at VFL level this season, Lockie Fogarty. After two last week against Tassie, to answer straight back for the Blues, it carries the goal line. And Carlton respond immediately. Lockie Fogarty with his first of the afternoon, and the Blues are back out by 17 points.
They're using the ball really well, the Blues, in fairness. They're changing the angle, changing shape of the game a lot, making St Kilda just constantly stay on their toes. If you end up on your heels for any period of time, you're going to get found out. What we've seen so far from the Blues, it's been pretty clinical to this point.
It's been the game plan that Damien Trusslove's been trying to teach the side. Their source pressure good, create the turnovers, and then something they haven't done well at AFL level, Half, is have a couple of different gears. When to go quick and when to challenge, and then when to sense the momentum's against you and just retain possession. So they've been working on their game modes at VFL level, and it's paying off for them. They've had a really good start to this season. Hewitt to Fogarty, back to Hewitt, looks to escape. Links with Fogarty again. Boyd. Wilson. Always numbers in support in this opening term for the Blues. It's been noticeable. This is Charleston.
He's slick, Wilson, isn't he?
Lord goes over his head. Travalia at the back, immediately tackled by Ison and gone. Lord thought about the advantage. We'll give it back to Jack Ison. Ison and Moyer, two of those mid-sized forwards with match-winning ability. That's a bullet towards the pocket. Dirksen was the target, off hands and out. So for Moyer and for Ison, very similar sort of players, that mid-size, incredibly silky, got a bit of X-factor about them, Half. Next step for them is just how do they get involved more?
Yeah, it's contest to contest, keeping shape, knowing your role. from what I would expect for those guys. They're immensely talented. I remember Ashton Moyer, some of his vision as a teenager, 2 years before his draft, that the Carlton guys were looking at him and really wanted to get him part of their footy club. So they've known he's an immense talent, but just hasn't been able to quite make it at the level just yet.
Ward tries to get the hand pass out. Chesser across his body to the goal square. That's great courage. He's flying back. The mark is taken by St Kilda. Banfield was courageous, off balance. That kick is a little loose, but has enough time to gather. Barrett might have made a meal of it. Hogg sees a chance, takes him high. St Kilda get out of jail there as he tries to swing it inside the defensive 50. Said has Lance Collard, who's playing across half-back this afternoon. He takes a bounce and runs the wing up towards Max King. Nice pass. He's still 2 kicks out from goal, though. Has Richardson in the pocket, looking more direct than that. And in the end, it probably landed in between the 2 St Kilda players, McInnes, and also getting back Bank as well. And it's rushed through for a minor score by Prout.
So Collard off half-back's a new look for him and for St Kilda. So Ross Lyon / Brendan Glado looking to see whether or not there's a couple of other things in the trick bag for Lance Collard. That was a good piece of play. They'll like that.
Both sides taking the opportunity to experiment a little, different roles. Campbell Chesser, another who's going to be getting a little bit of inside time for the Blues today. Look to maybe work out whether or not he's got other strings to his bow. They've got a lot of wingers at the moment at Carlton. This is Prout. Great to see him back after a long absence due to injury. Collard at the front was a nice crumb. Said, thought about the inside kick. With the next option towards half forward. Prout involved again. Coming through is Hewitt, just carved a path. Akers, Fogarty popped a handball. Collard's punch was slick to Fincher, who was taken down when not in possession. Umpire said play on. Away goes Hogg as a result from 55. Beautiful touch kick towards Ison. And he marks 8 metres out from goal. The Blues pouncing on a turnover once again. Chance for Jack Ison's second score of the opening term. 19-year-old came through Parkside. Part of Carlton's NGA, the first player ever drafted out of the NGA by the Blues. Indigenous background. Such a tricky matchup. Stands 192, but moves like a small. Silky skills, and he's on the board as well with a goal in the opening term. Carlton have their 6th. The Blues 6-1-37. St Kilda 2-3-15. 22-point margin as we hit the 27-minute mark in the opening term on ABC Sport.
Yeah, that transition from the half-back was electric there from the Blues. It was something that we saw a couple of weeks ago, as we've touched on a few times with St Kilda in that game against Coburg. They haven't been able to get any level of speed off half-back in this game so far. Carlton are shutting them down really nicely. When they turn the ball over, their snap transition from attack to defence has been really impressive. On that occasion, was snap from defence to attack, and they caught the Saints snapping, and that was always going to be a relatively straightforward goal, the way it was set up in their forward 50 on the way back through.
Didn't kick a goal last week, the Blues, in the first quarter against Tasmania.
You're making up for that.
1 goal 6 the week before, so they've been far more efficient this afternoon. Dobson wins down the tap. Boxall trying to get it clear, but here's Hewitt, another disposal. 1-2, up to 10 already early in this match as he cuts back on his right. High kick inside 50. Ison tries to present from behind. Here's a chance for Moyer. Gets the hand pass out on the bounce wide of Flynn Young. He races after it. Good tackle in the end laid by Fincher. Spills out. It's taken out of play as Akers lays the tackle. And a boundary throw in. The Blues just 45 metres out from their goal. 14-9 the inside 50s Carlton's way.
Well, we'll make it 15 now with that one, mate. It's 7 shots, of course, so the efficiency's through the roof.
Saints need to dig in here. Dodson at the front, but Moyer onto it. Can kick with both feet, and he can do it superbly with both feet. What a goal! Wow. We spoke about how skillful he and Jack Ison are. Well, that is Ashton Moyer at his best. What a goal, Daniel Harford.
Well, as you say, he kicks both sides of his body equally. He takes set shots as a kid, 40 metres out on his left or his right, depending on how he's feeling. So there's no issues either side of the ground for him. But to get the ball to curl back away from the face of goal effectively with that snap around the body from that pocket and get it to go through.
That's a rare talent, isn't it? That is a rare talent.
43 of Anthony Koutafidis. Even Big Kouta would have loved to have seen that. That is quite something.
Gemma Bastiati on the boundary. Carlton fans will couple on this afternoon. They're enjoying their show in their first quarter.
They are, and Huff, you've mentioned a couple of times the transition that Carlton's getting through their clean ball use. I don't think the Saints are being helped either by the lack of Angus Hastie and Eamon Armstrong in their back half.
Yeah.
Been really important so far this year. Both are missing through concussion, so it's compounding the problem.
It's a good point, Jem. Personnel, particularly guys that have been around for a little while and had an impact, as Georgie Hewitt just dances in circles, do make a big difference when they're not out there for a young group. Remember, this is the first team ever, or for 26 years, for St Kilda in the VFL, so a lot of new guys at the level.
Jackson couldn't take the mark, but forces the ball out of play off the hands of Barrett. So Hewitt with 12 disposals in the opening quarter. Carlton was 7 goals to 2 after Max King kicked the first goal of the match. Carlton out by 28 points.
Is that how easy it is for George Hewitt at the moment? Just do dances halfway through?
40 disposals last week. He's making it look easy, isn't he? Thrown in. Dobson tangles with Riley. Tries to take it with one arm. Can't do so successfully. Boxall trying to knock it out. Got past Akers. And the siren sounds for quarter time. An impressive start for the Blues. 7 goals to 2. After St Kilda kicked the opening goal of the match, the Blues 7-1-43 to St Kilda 2-3-15. Carlton by 28 points. The VFL match of the day on ABC Sport.
They want to add extra strings to his bow, and this is the place to try and teach it.
Well, I reckon that's the place, as you say, it's the place to teach it, but that defensive running role is a really handy role to have in modern-day footy. Too many guys just run around by themselves with no opponent, so do that, take away a weapon of an opposition, and see what you can do.
Second term begins at Princes Park on ABC Sport. Jack Benk, who was a laid in for Jack McRae, who's been held over, potentially for AFL action this evening. And this is Jaden Davey, who has it. He'll kick from right on 50 here. His first touch of the game from right on the paint. Drives it long to the square. It's going to drop a couple of metres short. McKenzie could almost throw a boot at it, but Boyd beat him there. Young back to Boyd. And the Blues look to launch off halfback once again. That's a beautiful kick to Moyer. Here goes Hewitt. Gets away from Travalia. Hewitt's kick towards half forward. Over the top to O'Keefe. He gathers. Handball was a little bit slick. O'Keefe tries to break through the tackler. Said, taken down by Campriali. Ball up on 50 as we head down to Gem.
Hey, team, just a really interesting one from the Carlton camp at quarter time. Really big focus on individual efforts and ruthlessness, so that's one to watch.
Thanks, Jam. It all opens up in front of Flynn Young, and he fires on goal and misses a chance for a second. Carlton look threatening every time they break away from a stoppage. It's the Blues who lead by 29 points.
That's the sort of stuff you come up with as a coach when you're in full control of the game. It's about being ruthless and not taking foot off the pedal, that type of thing. So, interesting conversation there from the coaching staff of the Blues.
Dodson has it on the wing. Good battle between a couple of young rucks. Dodson and Flynn Riley. Inboard to Travalia. He goes further afield to Boxall, who's been St Kilda's busiest player. Over to Said, who marks in front of Sammartino. He's about 75 metres from the St Kilda goal. Kicking to the Lygon Street end at Princes Park. Inside 50. King flies over the top. Couldn't quite bring it down. Dow at ground level. Picked off. Taylor Byrne. Free kick for a hold. Was a lingering tackle on Dow after the ball left his grasp.
Well, they're away too, the Blues.
And Paddy Dow will get a free kick 45 out directly in front.
We'll have another look at that on the replay, hopefully, and see how that eventuated. He's looking to try and get the ball to Max King too. He's just lingering in a pocket here as we see the replay. Gets rid of the ball. Oh, she's a bit stiff there too.
73 games for the Blues, Paddy Dow, from 2018 to 2023 before joining the Saints as a free agent. And 48 out. Good contact on the kick. Knew it was home from the moment it left his boot. Dow kicks his first goal of the season. His third VFL game. Had a knee and a collarbone issue in August of last year. Didn't play any AFL football. 7 VFL games only. And a restricted start to the season as a result. 18 and 25 possessions the last couple of weeks. Now he adds a goal to his 6 touches.
Yeah, and so that's positive for Paddy Dow. It's probably a free kick that, again, he probably shouldn't have got, but he got it. So that's 2 for the Saints out of the 3, just by the way. But it's a really important phase of his career, Paddy Dow. What's he going to be? Who is he going to be as a footballer? Is this his level, or is he capable of stepping up and impacting at the AFL level as well? That's the opportunity he's got. He knows Georgie Hewitt pretty well, so we can play on him, lock him out, have an impact going forward. the Saints staff will be wrapped.
Saints for the first goal the second quarter. Non-officiating umpire plucked out a free kick. It's going the way of Dobson. The St Kilda ruck will take it. Sends it long inside 50. Where's Max King? He wrestles away Louis Young and works his way to the front. And right on cue, after a big pack presence only a few moments ago, starting to get a bit more confidence in his body. Has not played at AFL level since round 16, 2024 against Port Adelaide.
It's a long time ago for Saints fans and for Max, but he's launched at the footy really nicely a couple of times, and just a show of strength here against Lewis Young. He was able to just break contact. Lewis lost him as the ball was coming in. He came back at the footy really strongly, so this is another positive sign in the return of Max King.
Max King starts his approach from 45 metres out, leans back on her, Bat steers it through. 2 goals for Max, and that'll warm the hearts of Saints fans who hope to see more of him in 2026 as he starts his return to AFL footy. All of a sudden, the margin is back to 17 points. The Saints 4-3-27, trailing the Blues 7-2-44.
Yeah, such a better start from the Saints and the way the game sort of unfolded in that first term. They've been able to get their hands on the footy around the contest. Free kicks help, of course. They did there in the centre bounce. But get it inside your arc and give your big blokes a chance to go to work. And that was just a nice little isolated phase there, because he was able to get into a bit of pocket of space just one-on-one with Lewis Young when the ball was coming in, and then just pushed off really strongly to create the lane to lead into, and was used accordingly.
Saints with the opening 2 goals of the second term. We've played 5 minutes, marching back to 17 points at Princes Park. Sets handball to Boxall, who ran into his own man, and then Moyer got him high. Free kick. His 10th touch. Hugh Boxall now to Travalia for his 8th. St Kilda's 2 most prolific ball winners to this point. Collard spears it inside 50. Over the top came Bank. Is that a mark? Umpire said play on.
Yeah, I reckon it's the right call. I reckon the Blues got their hands on the ball first there.
Jack not arguing the point. Came off Logan Prout. 45 metres out from St Kilda's goal. Riley the tap. Slick from Wilson out to Moyer. Now Fogarty rather, and he gives it to Charlson, who gathers it in at the back edge of the square. Kick to the middle of the ground. Slick transition here from the Blues. Gets it to the centre circle. O'Keefe. Wilson kept running. Kicks out into space for Flynn Young to run onto. He's got a couple of metres on his opponent, but the boundary line beats he and Jet Hartman for a throw in.
That's the transition, and back through the middle of the ground too. Get the ball out of the congestion into space, and they reckon they can outrun St Kilda, is the brief that I can read into this.
Absolutely. They're going to be a tough side to try and run down when they do get that confidence in transition. Thrown in. Dobson tangles, tries to drop it down. Collard's there. Kicks across his body. Up towards half-back. And then the mark was dropped there at half-back. The Blues try and knock it out. Hewitt can't take it. Lord lays the tackle. Spells out his Paddy Dow. Good vision. Trying to work a kick out to Collard. He marks centre wing. He looks up to half forward. Max King leads up. Louis Young gets there. King tries to juggle it against the boundary line, and off hands it goes out of play. Gemma Bassiati on the boundary. Cody Walker starting this second quarter on the bench as he did the first.
Correct. He is lining up to come on, though, so he's waiting for someone to come to him. I do have a question for you, though. Do you think that the Saints have become more accountable to or more aware of the spare that Carlton are playing behind the ball now? So when they do go forward, they're actually getting genuine one-on-ones?
I think they're referencing that player, Gem. It's a good pick up. I think what the key to difference is at the moment, the decision-making with the ball use, going inside forward half.
Dow from 55, goes inside and finds Billy Richardson on the lead. He marks in front of Prout. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, and a chance for the Saints to kick 3 in the first 7.5 minutes of the second term.
And that probably highlights the point, Gem, too, just that ball inside 50 there from the Saints in the first quarter. They didn't have guys leading up to the ball. They'd be pushing up too high or have to get back to goal too quickly, so those scenarios would be up against pressure and the spare. But now they've got keeping a bit deeper forward of the ball and be able to come back to the leg when they're breaking out from stoppage and contest.
Generally an excellent finisher. He's kicked 5-1 for the year, 25-11 in his VFL career so far. Richardson eases it through for another. Great start to the second term from St Kilda. They're right back in the game. Trailed by 28 points at quarter time. They've kicked the first 3 in 8 minutes. And the margin is back to 11 points. Carlton 7-2-44. St Kilda 5-3-33 on ABC Sport.
Yeah, beautiful finish. It's a lovely action. No doubt about that from Richardson. But they've looked pretty good. outside of the couple of phases where Carlton seemed to extract from contest in the back half and just blister their way through to the forward 50, they haven't been able to execute. So Kilda have looked really measured and really composed. I reckon they have reset the ground a little bit and kept their forwards a bit deeper, which does, as Jim was talking about, just reference the spare defender or the setup that Carlton want to have behind the footy. Makes them more accountable, so therefore you can dictate space a bit.
They've flipped the uncontested marks around as well. Carlton dominated that. Goddard mentioned it at quarter time. It's 9-2 St Kilda in that category in this term.
We saw the Saints a few weeks ago against Coburg get on the roll in the third quarter. Here's Camporelli, kicks the Blues up towards half forward, leaning back, mark not claimed by Chambers. Here's Flynn Young, tries to centre it, misses the intended target in Hewitt. Getting back, the intercepting mark is taken by Banfield. Thought about switching to the outer side. We'll come back to the grandstand side where Benk has it spoiled away from him. Good pressure from Prout, trying to lay the tackle. Just locks it up across half forward for the Blues as Johnson will get to his feet. So Carlton finished the first quarter with 3 goals in 6 minutes. St Kilda started this second quarter with 3 goals in 8 minutes. Thompson's going to get a free kick here against Riley. Has to reluctantly give the footy back to his opposing ruck.
Starting to have more of an influence as Alex Dodson. Clark down the line. Harvey got a hands to it, didn't take the grab. Lewis Young to tidy up. They come through the middle. Hogg to Walker. A couple of famous Carlton names, and it goes inside 50. The mark's taken by Taylor Byrne. Will turn, improve his position by kicking it to Hewitt. And George Hewitt about 15 metres closer, slightly more acute angle. He has it about 30 metres out, left forward pocket for the Blues, and he will have his 15th touch, which leads the game. Last year's...
Look at this kick from Walker.
Best and fairest winner.
Just beautifully into the space. He's done that a couple of times. One in the first quarter as well. His teammate didn't read the ball very well, but on that occasion, Taylor Byrne knew exactly what was going to happen. Just nice touch.
George Hewitt to respond here after the Saints kick the first 3 of the second term. And he misses. So 2 straight kicks, the difference, 7-3 to 5-3. Carlton lead, 10.5 gone second term at Princes Park.
15 disposals for George Hewitt as the Saints look to bring the ball back into play. Fincher has Collard hard against the boundary line. It's a good kick over Ison and Marks at left half back. Trying to utilise that speed now to be a creative player. Kick needs to get over the hands of Wilson. It did. And cleared Nagel as well. Sliding in, Lord trying to knock it away. Here's Davey. Just got it boot to ball up towards half forward. Benk had it knocked away from him. It's a chance still for St Kilda at the top of the 50. In the end, the Carlton defence is able to stand up tall. Carlton leading by 12 points. They got out by 28 points at quarter time. Dobson takes front position. Tries to win down the tap. Chesso races after it for the Blues. Oh, pass to Camporelli. Big bump laid in there. And the ball rolls out of play. Welcome to Charlie Banfield.
He is a big lump of a lad, Charlie Banfield, isn't he?
Happy to use it too, which is what we love. That was awesome.
18 years of age, Charlie Banfield, the son of Drew Banfield, the former number 1 draft pick for the Eagles, and that was just...
That's fantastic. I don't see that anymore.
That was solid.
Yeah.
Heard the crunch. Burns. Ryan Burns stepped through cleverly, gave it to Boxall from right on 50. Just slipped away from him, kept it alive. Young will cut it off for the Blues. Lewis Young. Defensive 40. Carlton by 12 points as we hit the 12-minute mark of the second term. Young just pops it up. Lord, the only man to go for it.
Oh, it's not good.
And that will not please Brendan Goddard. Cooper Lord, 9th touch. Towards half forward. Fincher was in good position, didn't bring it down. Dodson cast in the roll of a rover, gives it off to Burns. The touch kick from him is good, and Sed takes the grab. Sed's got a couple of runners coming past. Burns ran himself straight into some trouble, but had Fincher coming through, who weaves through some traffic. Handball made life difficult for Clark. Blues now close the net. Walker was clean. Hogg, his handball missed Boyd. Travalia is tracking him. Coming the other direction was Richardson. Ball pops out in the tackle. Travalia gives it off. Dropping the football under pressure was Ainsworth. Carlton defence arrive and some scrambling back foot work from the Blues. Ball up, 15 out from the St Kilda goal.
The first real muddled possession they've sort of tried to get through that surge through their forward 50 St Kilda.
Richardson trying to do the ruck work. Lord down low. Spills out. Still a chance for St Kilda. Walker's working in defence. Nice clean hand pass out. Links it out with a long kick up towards the wing. Taru going back with a flight. Ison put the pressure on. Oh, surely take it high. Fincher did get down low, just lowered his body. Definitely deserves a free kick there as Byrne is involved in a tangle of bodies. Fincher quickly with a kick to Chambers. All of a sudden, all the attacking taking place to the Lygon Street, the attacking side of the ground so far. Crossed into the middle of the ground, and now Taru gets involved. Out pass away to Clark. Congested forward 50. Looking for Bank, can't take it. Chester got a hand to it. Working back Harvey. Hand pass away to Wilson, and the Blues are out of defence.
O'Keefe will be the target. It's a 2-on-1. The Saints both spoiled each other. Umpire will bring it back. They paid a block, but they basically took each other out.
Yeah, I think Hartman tried to block and then just clobbered his own teammate on the way through.
O'Keefe off to Wilson. He kicks to half forward. He gets over the head of Byrne. Did he touch it?
Play the block again.
So it's going to be a St Kilda free kick. Defensive 50. Against.
Would have been a St Kilda ball anyway for Lasso. Last disposal.
Saying that he touched it, but he said it wasn't. The free kick wasn't for that. It was for a block. And away comes Blake Chambers. Trots away from defensive goal square. And a searching kick to a 2-on-2 on the wing. Gunston's his target. Boyd will arrive. The ball spills out for a throw-in. Oh no, they've gone Lasso. Play on. Last disposal.
O'Keefe deep.
And here's Glenn Young, drives it in that O'Keefe direction. In from the side. Great work from Byrne. Misses. Oh dear, only a few metres out, but unfortunately had the left goalpost had to deal with and slammed it straight into it. Carlton by 13 points.
Bit of frustration in that kick from Byrne, wasn't there?
I think so.
Belted it too hard. Travalia to Chambers. Now Fincher to Dow. Taru the run past. Run down by Young. Put pressure on Clark. Right on Taru. Followed up his own work. Swept through. Kept the foray going to Nagel. Nagel's kick inside 50. King with a couple to beat. Harvey left his man to help Lewis Young. Was good. Third in defence. Duffy. Little chip kick. Doesn't find a target, but it gets to Hewitt on the bounce. Hewitt can use Hogg. Now Charlson. Young. Lord Rather's going to get taken down by Dow. It was a good tackle. Stopped him dead in his tracks. Travali will take the advantage. He'll kick it long. Davey will sit at the back. Dirksen at the front. Didn't bring it down. Flings it out. Has a man out in space to tidy up once again. It's Boyd.
Oh!
And his kick is an absolute shocker.
And Lewis Young in the pocket all by himself just to exit nice and safely. Bit off way too much. I'm not sure even what the option was trying to be there for Boyd.
He's laced it straight to Ned McGuinness.
Right in the middle of the ground. That's a disaster. So he's looking for Walker. Maybe.
Ned McGuinness. Son of Scotty. Two-time Hawthorn Premiership player. 35 out. It was a strange follow-through on the kick. It's like his foot was almost tracing the ball drop there half, and it thunders into the right post.
Yeah, it did look a bit awkward, didn't it? And a bit of a let-off too. I mean, they kicks that. It's back to inside single figures, single-digit margin.
Have another go.
Yeah.
San Martino turns it over, taken by Clark, and here's Max King leading up. So all of a sudden, St Kilda putting some pressure on the Carlton exit kicks, and they are getting results. And King going back to shoot for his third goal. And anytime he gets a little bit of separation from the back line, assisting the Blues, he is a threat.
So 5 marks to 2 inside forward 50 this term. So the Carlton defenders, they wanted the first quarter. A bit different this one.
Max King for 3 goals and a half. He misses as it drifts right to left and a minor score. 4 kicks so far. Carlton lead by 11 points.
It's been all St Kilda in this second term. The Blues have added 3 behinds. The Saints have kicked 3 goals too. Young receives the kick in from Charlson. The Blues might just be a little more circumspect after the last few minutes. We talk about their ability to change game modes. It's being tested here. Young's kick. O'Keefe work to the front on Barrett. It spills to Banfield, who puts it to a dangerous position. Duffy in good position. Lovely one-handed pick up by Nagel. He twists, turns, needs an option. Goes goalward in the end. It's picked off by Lewis Young on the goal line.
It was okay. He had a look inside. There wasn't really anyone there he could get safely to, so take the shot. That's okay.
Charlton, the Blues needing an exit. It's not going to come here because Collard has locked it in once again for the Saints, who are building the wall most effectively. Now it's with Dow. He's got McInnes inside 50. Will go to the lead of King, and why not? Max King just pulled up a little sore there. He's flexing at that left hamstring. Had a calf injury in January, which is what's delayed him this year.
So all ball like this is going through Max King at the moment. So if you're Carlton, you should be able to work that out. But that's not what you want to be seeing if you're a Saints fan. Oh, he's still
grabbing at it. Let's have a look at the kick. Yeah, he's not even going to go the distance here. He's just going to give it off.
Watch him come straight off here.
Yeah, I think so. He's coming straight to the bench.
Wow.
Well, that is heartbreaking. Let's hope it's nothing serious and just some awareness, and he's getting off before he actually does anything serious, Half.
He doesn't look too dejected. I reckon for a bloke who's been through what he's been through the last 3 years of footy, if it was another incident was made, you'd be pretty distraught. So that's something, I suppose, for Big Max.
So he dished it off to Ryan Burns. He'll have the shot from 45 out to keep St Kilda's momentum rolling. It's going to drop short. Riley at the front can just take the grab. He did take the grab. Umpire said play on. It was punched away from Bink. No mark paid. No harm done.
That's a story, Max King. Jim will be all over that for us.
Charlton brings the Blues back into play, into the back pocket. Where Walker has started across half forward, but works into defence. The kick's missed the intended target. And Sanatino, Davey trying to break his way clear. Byrne lays the tackle and the umpire will ball it up. So for Saints fans watching, all of a sudden heart in mouth. I'm sure the Ross phone, he'd be keen to know what's going on. Curator Ross Lyon, he's probably watching the ABC coverage as the AFL sides feature off tonight.
May have just thrown the remote at the TV.
Did you say the Ross phone?
Well, I'd assume he'd have a direct line, wouldn't he? You tell me. Coaches normally have a way to get communication and messages through.
Oh, no doubt. He's going straight into the rooms too, Max.
So Gemma will keep a close eye on that. Paddy Dow can't break clear and the ball be thrown up in the middle of the ground.
How's he look, Gemma?
Yeah, he doesn't look overly distraught, and he's not really limping, so I would anticipate it's just an abundance of caution at this stage, but I'll keep an eye out. And Alex Taru has also gone into the rooms a couple of minutes prior, so they're down 2 tolls at the moment.
Richardson takes the mark for the Saints, looks up inside 50. McKenzie's the target, can't take the mark. Good spoil from Duffy, onto a Davey. Nice side slip around Blake Acres, fires on goal and misses.
Gee, they're dominating, aren't they, the Saints?
That could be in front, couldn't they? 3 goals 4 to Carlton's 3 behinds in this second quarter, and the margin is 9 points Carlton's way.
What a transformation in the game. Margin back to just 9 after the Blues led it by 28.
15-5.
And that kick-in's dangerous. Wilson, Davey got across. Young now forced to scrap. Did enough to affect the kick. Wilson's now dispossessed and gone. And Bailey McKenzie will have a shot from the pocket. And the Saints are rolling.
What a transformation this game has seen in the last 21 and a half minutes. Incredible from St Kilda.
So McKenzie's got 1-1 for the afternoon. He'll step around on the right boot from the boundary line. Can he curl it back?
Oh, you betcha.
Oh, that's superb. McKenzie kicks his second, and the margin's back to just 3 points. Carlton 7-4-46 and Kilda 6-7-43. 6-7. Sorry, Very good. 22 minutes gone, second term. Margin back to just 3 points.
Well, it's a festival of footy going on at St Kilda at the moment. They're minus, what was it, 48 possessions at half time. It's quarter time. They're plus 15 total just the second quarter alone. Plus 10 uncontested possessions. They're minus 28 at quarter time. They're plus 10 inside 50s. Plus 3 clearances. They were minus 4, I think, at quarter time. So the whole game has turned. Uncontested marks you touched on before, they're plus 13. This is quite something. And it's the way they've reset their forwards, made Carlton's defenders accountable, but more importantly, the ability to win this scenario.
The Blues with 17 AFL listed players this afternoon, just 3 behinds in this quarter. The challenge for them is St Kilda red hot. Clark gets a free kick.
Ever since Jace mentioned Goddard and Wells,
Yes. Yeah, I'm with you as well. Chambers up towards the 50. Charleston
Glad I
there.
got it in then, not now.
That's right. McGuinness tries to get a hand pass out. Charleston working hard for the Blues. Trying to get a Camporelli. Hand pass chopped off. Nagel spins out of traffic. Gets the hand pass away at right half forward. The kick from McKenzie inside 50. Bouncing ball for Davey. He gathers. Cuts on his left. Fast towards goal. Misses to the right-hand side. Make that 4 goals 5 St Kilda's way in this second quarter. And the margin is 2 points, Carlton's way.
So from a Carlton perspective, Half, what's the message now? We've been talking about them wanting to test their game mode. It's failing miserably at the moment.
Well, one-on-one seemingly is a problem for them from what we're seeing in this quarter. So they've got to work out how they're going to play with the one-on-one defence coming at them. Not being able to dictate behind the ball. How do we reshape our defence? And more importantly, this phase of the game, the counter-attack.
Stunning kick from Boyd to Riley. Not so good from Wilson, but he'll run on to make it good. He's got O'Keefe goal side. Can either pin back the ears and go for it or kick to O'Keefe. In the end, wasted opportunity, and Hudson O'Keefe turns around to Billy Wilson and says, hey, how about it?
Yeah, gives him a cook.
7-5, 47 to 6-8, 44. Blues by 3 points, 24 gone second term.
And probably fair enough, too, because he had great position, O'Keefe, then, on his defender.
McKenzie with a good mark on half-back, and he's going to get a 50-metre penalty here as Charleston not only was beaten in the air, but also a bit of frustration as well. So McKenzie's having a good quarter. He looks up. Lead comes from Richardson. He's filling the role of Max King, who's left the ground in this second quarter, and that's a nice pass.
So Taru and King off, 2 big key posters either end, and they're still able to find leading lanes. So the Carlton defence in the midfield are all at sea at the moment. They don't know what to do. They were really assertive in the first quarter with their positioning, but now they've become really reactive, which obviously gives the upper hand to the forwards or the guys ahead of the footy, and they're making the pay at the moment.
Did have 8 changes from their win over Tassie last week. Here's Richardson looking to put St Kilda in front, but he misses to the left-hand side. They have had some chances. 4 goals, 6, 10 scoring shots to 4 behind Carlton's way in this second quarter. The Blues hold a 2-point lead.
As we hit 25 minutes, Carlton held goalless after ramming on 7 in the first term. No breeze at all, so you can't blame the wind. It's just been St Kilda who flipped the game superbly. That's a strong grab at the front from O'Keefe. The kick came from Boyd. Some of Carlton's senior AFL leaders need to stand up here and take control of the game. Ben Camporelli goes short, hits the 45, kick to Wilson. Wilson's kick finds Flynn Young. A little bit of tempo ball, methodical build-up from the Blues.
Well, they've taken away George Hewitt, only 4 disposals this quarter, so they've shut him out of the game.
Just haven't been as many clearances, have there? Haven't been as many stoppages. The ball's been in play, which has suited the Saints. Fogarty to Lord. He runs to 60. Will attack the goal square, but again, didn't kick it to any forward in particular. And that'll be probably another 50.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Ison's dealt with afterwards by Burns and Hartman. Moyer comes in to fly the flag.
And Paddy Dow has had some concussion history in the past, Jace as well, so thankfully on this occasion, I don't think his head hit the ground, but...
Here's another look. Dow marks.
Good effort, go back with courage. Just got one of the ribs. Pretty cheap, really.
So Dow will be dealt with behind the scenes in the hands of the physio, while Burns will trot up to the back edge of the centre square. Saints with a chance to hit the front on this foray. Collard's kick is a beauty.
So he's been influential, Collard.
Lace out to Gunson, and here goes Collard sweeping by once again. Boxall, as you mentioned, half the Blues very reactive in the back half. St Kilda making all the running. The kick from Boxall to a big pack. Davies looked dangerous in the second term. Ball socket clear, past Hogg. Chambers can't take it cleanly. And the Blues completely on the back foot as Dow still on his haunches at the other end of the ground. Hopefully, as you mentioned, after just trying to catch his breath after being winded. Hopefully it's nothing more than that.
Yeah, I reckon he's just got him in the right spot. He's got the vomit reflex going on at the moment. That's just a nasty spot to get hit.
Had a nasty infection over summer. He has just had no luck. Paddy Dow. Camporelli gets the hand pass away to Wilson for the Blues on half-back. Can they pounce here? Bouncing ball up the wing. Barrett tried to use his body, then Hewitt surely never had the footy, and he'll get the free kick. The Blues will take the advantage. Cody Walker through the middle of the ground to Moyer. Gets a great goal in the first quarter. Kick missed Flynn Young, though. And Fincher races back for St Kilda. Looks for the boundary line.
Well, that's got to be a free, doesn't it?
Umpire says throw it in.
Gee, I reckon he had a chance to keep that in the field of play.
It's all in how you disguise at half. As we see Paddy Dow's going to come to the bench. So King off, Taru off, and now Paddy Dow off.
Yeah, that's problematic for the Saints, no doubt.
And the Blues have been off all quarter.
18-8 inside 50s, you can see on your screen. Like it's been a demolition. It's been incredibly impressive from St Kilda.
O'Keefe to the back. Walker there, beaten to it by Boxall, who's been outstanding. Carlton was so precise by foot in the opening quarter half, but we've seen their forays forward in the second term just missing targets or choosing the wrong ones.
Yeah, well, it's decision-making, I reckon, Jason, as much as anything else.
Here's Walker, tried to feed it out to Moyer and Fogarty, and the siren will beat Ashton Moyer. That one won't count, it'll be waved away. And that was some sort of Princes Park. Carlton leading it by 2 points after they led by 28 at the first change. Great to have you with us. Right around the country as Flynn Riley came over the top. Boxall's been outstanding. Kick towards half forward, picked off by Jordan Boyd. Might have the job on Davey. That's not a good kick. It's missed a couple today. That one's cut off by Said. The little touch kick was good. There is Paddy Dow. Turns at 50. Kicks towards the square. Young in best position. Dishes it off quickly to Charlson. The Blues looking to get some speed back into the game. Deserted them in the second term. They were electrifying in the first. Kick from Young was weighted to Logan Prout. One of the great stories. Trained with this program for a couple of years without getting a game. And established himself, and then ACL last year. It's great to have him back in the competition. Here's Chesser receiving the handball from Hewitt. Will run on. Camporeale. The Blues looking to get some run into the game. That's a poor kick.
It's a couple of times.
Banfield.
A couple of times already. They've turned the ball over in dangerous spots. That's 50 again from George Hewitt. Didn't need to do that.
Jumps into the back of Dodson. Alex Dodson will be invited to the forward 50.
For a team that used the ball so well in the first quarter, Carlton have really butchered the last quarter in a bit.
It's a chop of the arms as Young arrived late on Dow. And that's not a great kick either. It's set a task here for Burns. Uses Davey, who can wrap around. Straighten up. On the left. Goes for it. It's across the face. The Saints closing in by smaller increments than they'd like. They've had 16 shots to 12. Margin back to a point. 7-5-47, 6-10-46. 1.5 gone third term from Princes Park.
And Paddy Dow's had a couple of really good looks at the top of the arc so far this quarter and turned both over.
Wilson brought the ball in to Louis Young. He's probably the only player who's happy. Max King's afternoon is done. Dirksen through the middle of the ground. Here's Hewitt. He plays on. Stepped off his line. Gets around Said and Dow. Kicks up towards half forward. Fogarty can't take the mark, and Collard's been good across half-back.
Loving that role.
Burns.
Loving that role of Collard. He's really dangerous.
He can take a bounce and move the ball up towards the half-forward line where Davey marks. He's trying to get it quickly up towards half-forward, and McKenzie had a one-on-one which he liked against Sammartino, but it goes on play and a throw-in.
I don't mind that for the Saints, I must admit. They've been going pretty helter-skelter these first 2 and a bit minutes and making some poor decisions on the back of it. So just a chance to breathe and reset. Might give them a chance to sit the scoreboard here. 17
AFL listed players for the Blues. Let's see what their leadership's like. Can they get themselves back in control of the game? Riley against Dodson. It's been an interesting battle. This is one of Riley's big benefits, his ability to follow up at ground level. Burns has got him this time. Ball pops out. Dow's had a busy start to the third term. Touch kick for Dodson. Handball through the hands of Boxall. They keep it alive. Along the boundary might work for the Blues. Nice pick up Riley. Handball to Flynn Young. His kick is poor. Oh. And the Blues have let themselves down by foot since quarter time. They were so precise in the opening term. As Collard goes to Dodson. Burns over the top. He gives it to Davey. Davey from 40 out. Sets it up. Good position here for Banfield. Off hands. Nagel. Couple of options inside. Banfield finds his foot. Finds a goal, and the Saints find the lead. It's been a while in coming, but there's been a sense of inevitability about it. St Kilda 7-10-52, Carlton 7-5-47. The Saints have kicked 5 goals unanswered since quarter time. Well, they're doing it with better ball use. I mean, they've had a few of their own mistakes along the journey, but better ball use across half back. Collard's been involved again. I really like that
addition of him going behind the ball for St Kilda. He's got a licence to create and show a bit of flair, I think, from what we're seeing today. And using the ball so well, creating opportunities.
To Charlie Banfield, first goal at VFL level. He was a West Coast father-son, as we mentioned, Drew Banfield. But the Eagles ran out of list spots.
Yeah.
They had to use them on other players, academy players, etc. And St Kilda pounced. They couldn't match the bid. St Kilda took him.
He's a good size. Mentioned him in the second quarter when he got his body involved in the contested ball. Was a very nice play.
Third lead change of the match, first since the 4-minute mark of the opening quarter. Dow out of the middle, up towards the 50. McKenzie presents. Wilson is trying to give support. Got it here away from Charleston. Now the effort of Camporelli. Nice sidestep. San Martino tries to knock it over. Riley used his frame well and then just sockers it and gains a few metres. Collard can't gather. Working it back. Here he is on cue again. Banfield, although they almost turn it over. Ison tries to slide in. He loses possession. Down pass comes out once more from Banfield. Wilson across half-back for the Blues. Has Jordan Boyd. If he can gather, he can go backwards to Louis Young, and that might work for the Blues just to get a bit of composure.
Gee, it's frantic, you're right.
Completely lost control of the game, Carlton. As Young goes to Charleston, they're trying to rediscover it. Now to Fogarty. Handball over the top to Wilson, trying to generate that run from behind. Wilson's kick just over the head of Dirksen. Marked by Hartman. Carlton unable to chain together the possession strings we saw in the opening term. Partly self-inflicted and partly the way the Saints have set up. And Ainsworth receives from Banfield. Gives it to Richardson. Billy Richardson, centre wing. Wants to step around Byrne and does. Drives it towards the right forward pocket. Dodson's his target. The big man doesn't let him down. 52 metres out. Turns and goes quickly and delivers inside to Hugh Boxall.
Dodson's been good this term.
Been great since quarter time, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, but even this first 5.5 minutes of the quarter, he's had 3 or 4 marks. So he's been involved in the chain of possession, not just the ruckman and the follow-up initially. He's actually lengthening as he goes along. It's been really important.
So this is an area of Hugh Boxall's game. He's looking to improve. He's kicked 2-5 at AFL level, 7-8 in the VFL, so a combined 9-13 around goal. .48 out. That one's leaking left. It's still there. It's off hands. Danger for Carlton defence. Over the shoulder call going St Kilda's way. And it'll be Bailey McKenzie. He just pops up. A chance to kick his third.
Well, Carlton supporters that are watching or here at the ground might be annoyed and frustrated. Possibly another goal from a free kick, but as we see it on the replay, he's down there at ground level. Oh, gee whiz. I'm not sure I'm paying that either. And if you host the front bar at the moment, you'd be annoyed.
McKenzie steps around, kicks goal number 3, and the Saints open up a little buffer. They lead it by 11 points. A goal in each term for Bailey McKenzie. St Kilda 8-10-58. Carlton stranded on 7-5-47. It's an 11-point margin, and we've played 7 minutes in the third term at Princes Park.
Well, fortune favours the brave a little bit, the way the St Kilda have got this game back on terms and really taken it to Carlton and made them try and get past them, which they haven't been able to do. So that's the sort of the flip side of that conversation. But 3 goals for free kicks so far today, 2 of those to Bailey McKenzie. And that didn't look like it was a free kick either. If we break it down and call it as it is, then that didn't look like it was a free kick either. So Carlton might be feeling a touch aggrieved at the moment.
Up to 14 goals for the season for the 19-year-old Bailey McKenzie. 194 centimetres. Walker spinning out of traffic. Great composure. Gets the hand pass away to Hogg. Kicks the Blues up to half forward. Ison stayed down. He gathers the footy. Hand pass to Chesser. One way then the other. Corralled by Gunson. Trying to get back on his right-hand side. And Collard juggles the mark. His confidence is growing. Doing work in the air and at ground level now.
Ross would be wrapped with what he's done so far today.
Spots Paddy Dow. It's good to see him back out there in the third quarter. Back to Collard. Sends it wider still. Ryan Burns up against the boundary line. The Blues have it set well further down the field, so they'll have to show a bit of composure.
Clark has it now. Centre wing, City side of the ground. Saints up by 11 points after trailing by 28 at the first change. And no wind really to speak of. Kick from Clark goes inside 50. Off hands to Chesser. Back to the wing it goes. Ison takes almost a good grab against Gunson. Couldn't hang on. frustration, I'm sure, for Damien Trustlove. The Blues have got at least 3 tools inside 50 at all times, Half, but I reckon 2 or 3 times this quarter they just bombed it in on the head of Lockie Fogarty.
Yeah, all they've turned it over the possession before, which doesn't give them a chance to get it to those guys. So that's the issue for them forward of the ball. They can't get it there.
So throw in O'Keefe will go against Dodson. He's really become a huge figure in the game. Ball spills out. Carlton have got their 2-on-1 here. Young was clean. Here is Fogarty. Run from behind comes from Duffy. Pokes the kick. It's good for Byrne. Front edge of the square. 55 out, Taylor Byrne. Plenty of tall timber inside. Gives it off to Wilson, who could go the journey, but is confronted by the Saints. And that kick off the back foot from Byrne made life difficult for Akers. Here's McKenzie. He's got support. Uses Fincher. Now to Nagel, and the Saints are away.
He looks up towards half forward. Representing, unable to hang on to the mark. Was the efforts in the end by Banfield. The Blues look to transition, and Riley, the ruck who's gone forward, takes it from Harvey. Almost made a meal of that hole, but here's Walker. Can he try and clean it up? A 1-2 with Byrne. Outside of the right boot, looking for Hewitt. Takes the mark.
So it's the kid. It's the kid who's going to change the game for them. He's gone into the centre bounce. Went to centre bounce last time, got that out for the Blues. And that occasion showed real composure to feed the ball out initially, and then not panic in that situation. He's been closed down on his right leg, obviously, by the defender, but he knew what he wanted to do, had a teammate there, was good enough to execute. Well done, young fella.
Hewitt with 19 disposals, as you can see, coming off 40 last week against Tasmania. For the Blues, first goal since the 28-minute mark of the first term. George Hewitt shows the experience and maturity required, but it was the youngster, Cody Walker, that would have Carlton fans most excited. 18 years of age, and was able to set up the veteran for a much-needed goal for the Blues after 6 consecutive goals for the Saints.
Suffice to say, they needed that. George had a pretty quiet second quarter, so he'd be keen to do something about this in the second half as well, and lead from the front, as we've talked about, Jace, a few times, about who's going to stand up and lead this team. George needs to be one of those guys out there in Navy this afternoon, but I was captivated by what Cody Walker did then. That was class, but real composure, and if you've got a balance of that with athleticism like he's got, that's going to be a formidable little skill set to bring to the AFL.
Something that's in the modern game too, kicking that one on the right and just shaping it off the side of the boot as opposed to going on the left.
Yep. I'm a bit of a go to your left foot myself, man, but seemingly that's the modern way.
It works, it works. Margin back to 5 points, 11 minutes gone, third term. Saints lead. O'Keefe out of the ruck. Here's Walker again. Held not in possession. Umpire spotted it.
Yeah, he's a spark.
I'm feeling we'll be saying that for many years to come. Kick goes inside, 50. Well done, Travalia.
He must really like George Hewitt. I reckon he's tried to kick him 5 times today.
Travalia read it well. That kick wide. Boxall marks just inside the line. Saints have been superb since quarter time. Totally flipped the game. Gunson. It's a high kick to the wing. Get over the back. Past Davey. Charlson. Paddled on by Ainsworth was clever. Now got a couple to deal with, including Young, who wraps him up, takes him to ground, and will be rewarded. So speaking of Brendan Goddard, as we're heading back up the steps after half-time, and I said, you must be pleased at how the team responded. And Brendan, being Brendan, was like, well, geez, it would have been ugly if they didn't.
Fantastic.
Duffy across half-back for the Blues.
Pretzels everywhere at half-time.
Harvey marks in the back pocket. Able to combine Duffy once more. And Carlton's confidence is returning up to Fogarty at half-back. Akers running boundary side. He can work it up to Byrne. All of a sudden, that uncontested marking.
Oh, got him.
Collard lays the tackle, holding the ball.
Well done. Way too slow from Byrne. Should have been told, should have known better. But Collard's chase, terrific.
Not 15 to Fincher, who has to arch his back. Get around for Prout, gets it back to Collard. Kicks over the head of McKenzie, over the head in the end of Burns, and McGuinness might be tackled out of play. So in that second quarter, they're able to restrict the Blues to just 18 uncontested marks, as we see Collard with a great tackle there.
Yeah, he's out of tickets too. He's just walked to the bench waiting for someone to replace him. He needs a rest.
5-point game, 13 minutes gone. It's been a fun one. VFL match of the day on ABC Sport. Very enjoyable watch. And there's been plenty of eyeballs on it, that is for sure. Akers, Ben Camporeale, off to Boyd. Can the Blues respond and start to take control? Here's Hewitt. He's got a couple of metres on Travalia, and the ball will sit for him. Looks inside, has support. It's Flynn Young. He's got it on the wing. Prout leads out to the flank. Akers is calling for it. He's going to get covered. So Young's kick, it's flat inside 50. Oh, what a gather from Fogarty. That was outstanding. Can Dirksen finish from the pocket? Goes for it. It floats across the face, but it sneaks inside the post. Just. Blues get back-to-back goals and reclaim the lead. Dirksen didn't love it off the boot. Managed to sneak inside the left post. He gets his first.
Oh, can we take it back? Can we just get an earlier replay of the gather from Fogarty?
Unbelievable.
That was off the charts.
Kick came sizzling in. Here's another look from Young. It was flat and hard.
Oh, just put the mid out and it rolled up his arm into his lap. He was able to get it off really quickly. That was brilliant from Fogarty. And a great finish from Dirksen too, in fairness.
Blues up by a point, 9-5-59. St Kilda 8-10-58. We played 14 and a half minutes. The Blues have responded. We've got ourselves a game.
Fourth lead change of the match. If you flicked on hoping to watch Max King, unfortunately out with hamstring awareness, so his return to AFL footy may have stalled for the moment. Alex Taru also a carryover player for tonight. But Cody Walker is involved, and here he is once more. Son of a gun trying to break clear for the Blues, and just for Carlton fans, what he's showing is that he's comfortable at this level.
Just watched him at the start of that centre bounce, what was happening. He was the one dancing, trying to evade his opponent. He was the one who made contact to break and get separation. He's got a bit going on, this kid.
Kick from Walker is smothered here, spills out the way of Davey. Inside 50, McInnes dropped the mark. Louis Young gathers. Gets the hand pass away. Charleston got it from Sammartino and kicks out towards Moya. Lost his footing and goes out of play. It'll be a throw-in off hands as opposed to a last touch kick.
So momentum's changed the last 4 or 5 minutes half. Carlton have got it back again for the first time since quarter time.
Well, I'm clearly putting it down to Cody Walker. He's the one that's re-sparked this whole midfield group. So they've been able to get contest wins, centre bounce clearances, and then go obviously get territory on the back of that. And it's purely down to the kid. It's easy to say that because he's a story, but that's the reality.
Campriali, Moya, now Wilson. Blues getting a bit of confidence back. Strides away, penetrating kick to half forward. It's over the head of Dirksen. At the back is Byrne. Shoulder to shoulder with Fincher. Barrett's handball misses the target of Fincher. Travalia. Byrne crashes into him, gives one away. Too high. Carlton crowd don't like it.
It's good down on
it's on behind the play.
Dirksen stuck the leg up there at one stage.
And they've been going at it for about 3 or 4 minutes off the ball, Barrett and Dirksen. So it's a continuation of that. Balls to the wing. Sammartino. Campriali. Charleston over the head of Hogg. The delivery forward hasn't been great since quarter time. Clark can tidy it up. Banfield, Travalia. His kick around the boundary line. And there's going to be a free kick to the Saints for front on contact.
Yep,
An advantage will be paid.
And the Saints look to try and transition. The mark is taken by Nagel, who comes in more to Davey. A couple of small forwards combining, and then sends it long, looking for McKenzie. Is that a free kick? Advantage taken. A chance for Bank, and he slams it through. St Kilda back in front. And this arm wrestle continues at Princes Park in the third quarter. The Blues kicked 7 goals to 2 in the first quarter. The Saints responded with 4 goals to none. And then all of a sudden, 3 goals to 2 the way of the Saints in this third quarter. It's good footy, Daniel Harper.
Yeah, it is. It is really good footy. St Kilda with the beneficiaries of a few free kicks. They're all there on that occasion. Arm wrapped around there from Harvey on McKenzie, but regardless, the front square from Bank was too good anyway. It was going to be a goal. Didn't matter if the whistle went or not. But just really good through the middle of the ground there. They didn't blaze. Carlton had numbers behind, like the first quarter. They had numbers set up really well behind the ball, and St Kilda were a few numbers short. So they just owned possession, chipped the ball around through the middle of the arcs, or in between the arcs, and waited for a one-on-one to appear, which was 2 players getting goal side of their opponents, kick it to one of them, get front square, goal.
O'Keefe in the ruck. Takes it from the ruck. Can't get an effective disposal. Umpire says play on. He's in there scrapping with Boxall. It's fed out to Dow. His handball was affected by the pressure. Campriali's kick, and up and under. Akers underneath it against Banfield. Campriali off to Wilson. Slips the tackler. Feeds a handball to Chesser, but missed the target. Chambers coming the other way. Richardson. Dow, he cops it up. Wilson puts it on the boot. Inside 50 for the Blues. Tracking it back as Travalia. Prout there to put some pressure on. He's got support. Hartman's handball misses Barrett. That opened the door for Walker. Tickles it, keeps it alive. Feeds it through with a delightful kick. Again off the outside of his right boot. And finds Darcy Hogg 45 out.
Well, this might be the greatest day of Carlton's year. And it's in the VFL. And it's because a kid who's 17 years of age, 18 years of age, is showing them what he might be capable of. brilliant again. Even just the hunt to try and stay involved in that contest and get the ball back. That's not the silky skill stuff. That's just work rate and effort and competitiveness. That's what you want.
Speaking of competitiveness, they don't come much more competitive than Darcy Hogg. A chip off the old block. His dad, Matty, a Carlton premiership player, from 48 out. Gives it a ride. Starts right and finishes there. Behind. 4-point game as we head towards time on. We've played almost 19 minutes. St Kilda 9-10-64. Carlton 9-6-60.
Fincher quickly brings the Saints back into play. As they transition through Chambers and then up to half-back. A bit more intent being shown by the Saints as the kick up towards Boxall. Rises up, takes it over the top of Camporelli. Haven't got it from Banfield. Into the middle of the ground from Fincher. Tries to get the hand pass away. Gunston with a hand pass back to Travalia. Switches it out. McGuinness is in space.
The lights just come on.
And he would be keen to take on the Carlton defence. Although on this occasion he's pushed back behind his mark. He's got a deep option if he can get it there. The kick goes in that direction. Banfield in front. Duffy, excellent mark. In fact, it's Harvey who slid his way to the front and hangs onto the mark. Works it up to Flynn Young at left half back for the Blues and Kilda by 4 points.
As we approach time on in the third term, Young retreats to Young. Flynn to Lewis. Searching kick to the outer side. Hogg at defensive 50. Gathers. Wants someone to come at him. Hits the kick wide. Banfield looks to cut it off. It was perfectly positioned. Akers got there just inside the line. Pops a handball over the top to Darcy Hogg, who kept on running. Wants an option. He's got Akers to the outside. Draws Travalia. Beautifully done, Travalia. He didn't buy it. Off to Chesser. Akers kept running. Bends at Goldwood. Riley at the front. Bouncing football all the way to the line. And it's knocked through for a rush behind. It's a 3-point game. St Kilda 9-10. Carlton 9-7. We're in a time on in the third term.
3 goals St Kilda's way to Carlton's 2 in this third quarter as Fincher looks at going straight down the middle. He's going to have to be accurate with this kick, and he is. A nice pass. He finds Hartman. Thought about the hand pass back to Fincher. Now goes for Boxall. He takes the mark, and they're always set out wide. Collard in space. He can kick it up towards Richardson. Goes over his head, and McGuinness will get a free kick for a push.
So Collard's a designated kicker. They want to get it to him as often as they can when he's in space.
We see that role utilised in AFL footy so much half that Bailey Dale, the great players setting teams up across half-back.
Well, Naz is secure.
And Miller, who can play all 3 parts of the ground, really. Forward, back, and midfield. McGuinness long to the pocket where the Flyers. Beck got up, and in the end, Riley just stood his ground. The tallest in the pack. It's a nice luxury to have, Jace.
He's done some good things today, but Dodson certainly met him. It's been a great battle. Lewis Young's handball, not great. Charlson managed to gather it in. Harvey down the line, and that all came from the first handball missing its target. And the Blues cough it up.
Yeah, it's just a bad handball to Wilson. That's what set it up. You see the mark there from Riley. Just stand still. Looks stupid when that happens.
Boxall to Collard. His kick, just a little high for Chambers, but he can find it on the ground, and Barrett will continue the switch. Travalia has it backward to the centre circle. Into the middle of the ground. Gunson spoiled away by Wilson. Saints have got numbers. Fincher, a nice one, gets away from Walker with the twist and the turn. Back to Barrett.
Collard again.
Here's Collard once more. Really finding his niche behind the football here. That kick just not enough elevation. You could see he was going to Bailey McKenzie, but Young was standing in the hole.
Would have loved him to a bit more off. There was a couple of guys coming forward on a 45 degree from goal. It would have been a much better option for him.
The Blues, who were just transitioning the football so well in the first quarter, have struggled to do it since, even though they've got some tall timber forward of the ball. O'Keefe to Camporeale. Moyer in a wrestle at ground level. Travalia. Fogarty swoops. Handball through. Ice and open goal. Blues back in front. It's been hard work. It's been some heavy sledding for Carlton in the last couple of quarters. Their transition, as Jack Ison kicks his second, just hasn't been as fluent. And that's credit in part to the Saints, and Carlton's ball use has been a little off since then. They're 10-7-67. St Kilda a 9-10-64, 3-point game. 23 gone third term.
Well, it's proven to be a really dangerous spot today to turn the ball over. Kicking the ball from a stop play situation, mark or free kick, like we had with Collard here, just forward to centre wing. Just that kick it to the top of the arc. If you turn the ball over there, both teams, doesn't matter who it is, but the team that's defending gets the ball back and they can really score and punish you on the way through on counter-attack. That's been the theme of the day for both teams.
Toby Travalia getting the opportunity to play almost a key defensive post. And you look at that AFL level with Savani, Dougal Howard, Cal Wilkie, of course, leading.
Yep.
That's the level they're hoping he can get to. There's a high draft pick, pick 8 in 2024. 6 lead change of the match, 4 of which have taken place in this third quarter. Hughes Hewitt out of the middle of the ground, sends the Blues inside 50. Ison didn't fly in the end to hang on to it. It clears Dirksen, and taken by Collard. Up to 10 disposals in this third quarter. As Banfield tackled by Akers, and the umpire says no prior opportunity there.
Finch is in trouble.
Man, looks like maybe a corky in that marking contest, half.
If it's a corky, it must be the world's biggest.
Oh, right on the hip, I reckon. So maybe it was a knee, like, see where he's grabbing.
He's in real pain.
I'm going to have to stop play here, given he is in the attacking 50.
Yeah. We'll try and get a replay of that incident when that ball came in from George Hewitt. It's a kick in from George, which caused the problem. A little bit before that for those in the truck.
He's coming off. Right in that marking contest, and he copped the knee.
He's in a bad way, isn't he?
So it does give us a chance to go down to Gemma Bastiati, I assume, in the VFL. Is there any side of Max King sitting at the back of the bench, Jim?
He did come out after the halftime break. He did have ice on his left leg and was changed into his polo. So, yeah, he's sitting at the back of the bench just quietly observing and crossing his fingers that awareness is all it is.
Copped a knee right in the ITB.
Easy for you to say.
From the boundary line, Akers to the near side. And it's a 4-point game. Carlton 10-8, St Kilda 9-10. The Blues by 4 points. We hit the 25-minute mark of the third term. Kick in from Collard, who wants to get it back from Richardson.
What is the ITB?
It's the ilial tibia band that runs down from the sort of the buttock all the way down to the side of your knee.
Thanks, Dr. Jazz.
Kick to the wing, off the hands of Benk. Burns. Boxall. Nice kick to Davey.
Got to go.
He's got one-on-one inside 50. It's Ainsworth against Young, so he squares it up, and he's got options in the middle of the ground. This is well set up from the Saints. Gunson can look up. Now he'll pull the trigger on the kick inside 50. And Akers is able to get back there in time. And the Blues can start their build-up from their own defensive goal square. They lead by 4 points. Have been challenged since quarter time, and they've risen to the challenge in the third term. Got ourselves a tight one. Harvey.
Someone who really wants it, yelling loud.
Riley will go against a couple. Big man takes another grab off to Young. He's got Chesser. Look out, Collard coming the other way. Chesser keeps it moving, goes to the voice of Prout. Looks up, wants an option inside 50. Yeah. Great vision. Hewitt marks 35 out. And the veteran will go back to take the shot and give the Blues a buffer late in the third.
That's going to be another shot on goal from a D50 intercept from the Blues. They're able to work it back again into space. Collard nearly shut it down with his when he came off his opponent to try and lock it out. Wasn't able to keep the ball in, and the ball went forward to his opponent. I think it was in the end. But it was just a great delivery inside forward 50. Didn't go to the numbers straight to goal. Just went offline a little bit. Hewitt was running a nice pattern. And now ends up with this.
Kick the steadier the Blues needed at the start of the term. Now can he kick one that gives them a bit of a buffer? Yes, he can. They're back out to a 10-point lead. 27 minutes gone, third term. Carlton 11-8-74. Leads St Kilda 9-10-64. Margin 10 points. George Hewitt, 2 goals in this third term. And again, it's been their half-backs, half that was so damaging in the first quarter. They're back in the game. Charleston's had 8. Wilson's had 8. Akers has had 7. Flynn Young's had 6. All guys that are getting it in the back half and getting that launch going.
Yep, and they're doing it together, and they've stepped up as we asked them to do at half-time. Some real good quality leadership out there for the Blues, and they're doing something about it after being under the pump at the start of this third term as well, when St Kilda kicked the first 2 goals. Beautiful little dinky kick there from Prout, just offline to the running Hewitt.
After the Blues were held goalless half in that second quarter. 4 goals so far in this third quarter. Riley out of the middle of the ground. Hewitt just got a hand pass away in the nick of time. Nice pace from Akers. Drives it inside 50 on the bounce for Dirksen. Can't quite contain it. Fogarty, hand pass out to Flynn Young. They're all pushing forward now. He fires towards goal. And it drifts left to right for a minor score. They're feeling it, Carlton, at the moment, an 11-point lead with the last 2 goals of the match.
Yeah, out of the centre restarts. They've had a couple of good opportunities the last few times.
Young will be disappointed. The left footer that he didn't drill out. He's kicked 1-2 this afternoon. Travaglia launches it back towards the wing. Riley at the front. It's spoiled away from him. Here is Young. Runs in a box. Good strong tackle. Umpire calls for it 70 metres out from the Carlton goal. Blues responding. They kicked 4 goals to 3 in this third term after coughing up the lead. Led by 28 at the first change. Max King out of the game with hamstring awareness. Jack McRae laid out as a carryover, and Alex Taru as that kick under pressure goes out of bounds on the full. St Kilda free kick. So Taru out of the game and McRae held out for St Kilda's AFL game tonight against the Blues.
Saw Finchie come off before. He's on the bike in front of us on the boundary, so expecting him to get back out there sooner rather than later.
Chambers kick to the wing. Big pack of players. Saints spot each other in the air. Boyd a gather and a slap. Hewitt. Sammartino, and here's a number 4 to the football, Fogarty. Can he find a target? Uncertain of his option, took too long. Elevator doors closed. Chesser, Fogarty, here's Walker. Cody Walker for his first goal and a Carlton jumper. He misses to the right.
He's had 6 disposals in this third quarter. The margin is 12 points the Blues' way. Travaglia will take it from the kick-in. Got it from Chambers. St Kilda just need to try and get to three-quarter time now. Long up the wing. Dobson the target. Riley makes the spoil. It rolls out towards the boundary line. Burns might be happy to see it across. Flynn Young gets a hand pass away to Camporelli. And a good fight back from the Blues in that third quarter. They beat it 4 goals to 3, having led by 2 points at half-time. They now lead by 12 points at three-quarter time. 11-10. Walker, you mentioned. A change up in the centre square for the Blues.
Foxwell's been good. Dodson had a good third quarter. We're back in a pretty good second quarter as well.
Carlton booted 4 goals to 3 in the third quarter to lead by 12 points as we get the final term underway. Dobson wins down the tap. Dow tries to wrestle his way to the front. Said had it, volleyed away from him. Here's a chance for Banfield. Hasn't his confidence grown throughout the afternoon? Up towards half forward. Slapped away in the end by Prout. Still a chance for the Saints though. Banks, look away, hand pass. McGuinness tackled by Boyd. Spills out. Davey needs support. Trying to get it back to Bank. Maybe lucky to get away with a little volley there.
Very.
Ball slucked inside the forward 50 though for the Saints. They'll settle with that for now.
Very lucky, I reckon, Clinchy.
Like a throw there from Davey. The umpire was blindsided. Opening minute of the final term. Blues by 2 straight kicks. Riley in the ruck. Slaps it away from the danger zone. Banfield is really starting to impress. High kick back inside 50. Young sets himself. McKenzie in the middle of that pack. Ball hits the deck. Danger here for the Carlton defence. Wilson to the outside for Charleston. Sammartino's going to be quick. He's run down and wrestled to the deck by Jaden Davey. And he can go back in half the deficit.
Well, this would be a great start. Forward pressure. You love forward pressure goals. If you're a coach, if you're a footy fan, you want to see you guys, when it's locked in your forward 50, not let it out and just trampoline out every time it comes in. And St Kilda, on that occasion, were able to get numbers around the contest, keep it in, make it really difficult for Carlton to try and escape, and they got their man.
Spent 2023 and 24 on Essendon's list as a father-son. Didn't get an AFL game. Still trying to stay in the system. That one he's missed to the right. Gee, they missed some chances today, the Saints.
Yeah. Well, he's
hit 4 behinds.
4 behinds, yeah. They're creeping up slowly for all the taxi ride fans out there. They're creeping up slowly.
Taxi ride.
It's a good song.
Boyd brings the Blues back into play. I thought Jace might have gone more music than you. It kicks out towards half-back. The bounce is wide of Louis Young, and that'll be a lasso. Free kicked away the Saints, so a chance to go inside 50 once more if Ryan Burns can get this loose footy quickly. Comes inboard. The mark is taken by Chambers. And then across half-back. They look to try and build. Hartman gets involved, and now Fincher. Good to see him back out there as he switches out towards the old grandstand side, and Boxall's in space. Can he get it quickly here? As all on his own, Banfield reels in the mark.
Really good.
He sort of started high on the wing and then pushed inside forward 50, and for just 18 years of age, 192, he is versatile in the air as well.
Yeah, that was a really strong grab. Now he outsized his opponent who was coming in. And Prout, but it's still have to stand there and know you're going to get hit and keep your hands on the footy. Nice work from Charlie Banfield. Good work from St Kilda to get it from one side of the ground to the other. Find the spare, find the free. Just get the defence to shift from Carlton and open up a hole.
And just maximise those mismatches. Charlie Banfield.
Side on Blake Acres.
Yeah,
he was.
A little unusual. Banfield looking for his second. It's not a bad kick. It strips left to right at the last moment. He thought it was going to go through.
So did I. I had the
boot, it was
fingers
pure.
out.
That was dead on line until about 3 metres out.
Stiff.
10-point lead Carlton's way, first 2 behinds of the final term the way of the Saints.
We were right behind that kick. It looked perfect. There is a bit of breeze. You can see the goalpost at that end just wobbling ever so slightly. It's picked up throughout the afternoon. Charlton has it at right half back. Dodson works to the front on Riley. Takes the grab.
Yeah, he's been good.
Thought about the give to Travali and then looked up to see that would have been covered off. That kick really wasn't the option, but it worked perfectly in the end. It landed in amongst 4 Carlton players and found Boxall. Somehow Walker just picked the pocket of Paddy Dow, and the Blues are now away. Moyer has got O'Keefe streaming back to the goal square. Fogarty, Collard, Fogarty again, run down from behind. St Kilda have got there in number and shut this down. Good to see Fincher back out there after that corky in the third. Moyer stole it from Dodson, runs to 45, gives it to Walker. He spears goalward and misses right. It was a pick of the pocket from Cody Walker.
Yeah. He's always in. That's what I love about him. He's always in. He never gives up on anything.
11-point margin, 4.5 gone final term. Carlton 11-11-77, St Kilda 9-12-66.
You know you're a talent as well when more senior players are looking to give it to you.
Yeah.
As an 18-year of age player, Collard's kick is close to the boundary line and Burns can't keep it in.
Well, so would I, the way he's played, particularly in the second half. I'm interested to see how much time he plays on ball. He's playing that half-forward role at the moment.
Was on ball the whole third term, wasn't he?
Effectively, yeah.
So father-son selection for the Blues next season. The changes to the draft rules would mean that the Blues, where they sit on the ladder at the moment, would have pick 3. They'd have to find another first-round draft pick to pick him up, which at the moment would be pick 27. Dobson gets a free kick in the ruck. That's a searching kick in the middle of the ground. Ask a little bit of Chambers, who now has a problem. Wilson takes it away from him. Support from Moyer. Dow slides in, makes good for the Saints. McGuinness just panicked a little bit, trying to get it to Said. And Akers gets it in for the Blues. Hand pass away. Here's the run of Chesser. He looks up. Fogarty's all on his own. Can he find him inside 50? He does. And Hudson O'Keefe is on his own in the goal square. So they've got a couple of options here. Dirksen centres it, looking for Hewitt. Burns gets back. Hewitt plays on for his third. Across the face of goal. It's a 12-point lead Carlton's way, but they should have kicked a goal previously and probably should have kicked that one.
George Hewitt might have thought that mark wasn't going to be paid.
Yeah, I reckon that's
why
what's
he played
happened
on, and then the whistle went. It was too late. So the margin back out to 12 points.
Fogarty's the one for Carlton. He's the one that is jumping the back fence quicker than anyone. He's popping up out of sprinklers, and no one's being accountable for him. He jumps forward as soon as the transition turnover might happen. He makes the call to go really quickly, and it's causing havoc for St Kilda defenders.
Collard on the bounce to Chambers. Walker gives pursuit. Finch's kick, as a result, was under pressure. Again, the little things the kid's doing well. Hewitt to Hogg. He goes goalward. Your goal, Cody Walker. Great persistence from the youngster. Could have just sat back and corralled half and allowed them an easy out. He pressured them towards the goal line. As a result, the kick was under pressure, missed the target. Hogg the beneficiary. Carlton lead by 3 goals.
Well, we've talked about it a lot, haven't we? It's almost incredible that we've had this much attention, this much focus on a kid who's playing his first game VFL footy at the age of 18. Just competitive. Just stays involved. Wants to get involved in the contest and have an influence on either side of the ball in a tackle defence. You see the finish there, or the execution from Hogg, which is great for the Blues. Gets them out to a nice lead at the moment. But, yeah, this kid, he's a bit mesmerising the way he plays, to be honest.
Very light on his feet. Sort of floats across the ground.
And now he's gone into the centre.
Darcy Hogg becomes the 9th individual goal kicker for the Blues this afternoon. Out by 18 points. So Saints had a couple of chances early in this final term. Now pressure back on the centre bounds clearance. Dobson wins down the tap to Patrick Said. Drives it inside 50. Richardson might have been held. He was against Louis Young. Oh, McKenzie takes the advantage. It's not taken. Not given, I should say, and it will come back to Richardson.
Jeez, that was bold from McKenzie. In either situation, and a bloke hanging off him. He's still going to kick it from 30. Oh, goodness.
Forwards like kicking goals.
Oh, adrenaline does funny things.
Billy Richardson, who has a goal already this afternoon.
Well, he's a beautiful kick, Billy. Sorry, Saints fans, he'll probably butcher it now, but he's a beautiful kick.
6 goals, 1 for the season, having played for Brisbane in the VFL. 17 games for Sandy last season. And the Saints, all of a sudden, it feels like they need one. Just to try and steady here. Richardson comes in, leans back, gives them what they asked for. A much-needed goal for his second. after Hogg's goal at the other end, and we're back to a 12-point ball game. We've had 6 lead changes throughout the match, 4 of which took place in the third quarter. And the Blues leading by 12 points through 8 minutes in the final term.
Just a beautiful action.
So relaxed, isn't it?
Really fluent. Real old-school left-footer action. Really fluent and languid. And it's a nice finish from Billy. And his side needed it too. Only had the 8 disposals, but 2 goals won is a fair impact on the afternoon.
That's the way he plays. Low disposal, high impact. Saw him against Coburg, kicked 3 goals a couple of weeks ago. Just bobs up in key moments and makes the most of his opportunities. Margin back to 12 points. Looks like Billy Wilson getting some treatment to that left quad. Saints back within 2 straight kicks. We've played 9 minutes in the final term. O'Keefe went down, found the football, tried to get it to Chesser. He tried to paddle it to his own advantage. Burns spun away from trouble, got it to Chambers. Feeds the handball forward to Said. He pops one over the top, McGuinness. He's confronted by Duffy. Ball jolted free. Duffy will go again, wins it, does well, gets it to Fogarty. He has to move it on quickly. Chesser against Travalia. Chesser knees it inside 50. Byrne had a man coming past. Uses him now. Fogarty, Walker. Ball smothered off his boot. Well played, Boxall. Oh, and then slipped straight in to Byrne.
Gee, they're a bit stiff because he fell into him. He had prior opportunity, then he fell into him.
Free kick, Saints, from the back of the square.
A little lucky to get out of that one. Travalia looks out towards half-back, and Ryan Burns is all on his own. He dropped the mark, but has enough time to gather over the top to Dobson. St Kilda have got it to right half forward. McKenzie's deep in the pocket. Burns gets it back. A low worm burner. Boyd down low takes the mark. Sliding in front of Nagel. Repels another St Kilda entry inside 50. Jordan Boyd tries to get it long up towards Hewitt, who's in space. The game's starting to open up a little bit more for the Blues. Hewitt thought about the chip to Walker around the boundary line. Now does go there. He's going to have to make it work, though he does. Hand pass away. Fincher trying to lock up Hogg. Kicks inside 50. Presenting Dirksen. Can't take the mark. Barrett awkwardly trying to get a hand pass away. Carlton player goes down in Byrne. Ball spills out. Still a chance for the Blues. Walker's hand pass pinched away. Chambers gets a hand pass out. And here's Burns, a chance for the Saints to clear.
Chambers goes to half forward, one-on-one. McKenzie versus Boyd.
Yep, free kick.
It's going to Bailey McKenzie.
Wrapped the arms around. He knew he was outsized and out position, so he just did what he could to try and get away with it.
See the Carlton numbers tracking to the bottom left of screen. Try and get back and cover some space. Saints trail by 12 points. We've played 11 minutes in the final term. St Kilda want to be patient here. This is Fincher. Travalia showed too much of it to Dirks, and it might still be okay for Toby. Wins it on the ground. Turns and goes. Delivers inside 50. McKenzie in good position to come from the side. Duffy arrived with the spoil. McGuinness fed out the handball. Burns stood up in the tackle. Dished it off to Benk. Quick left foot snap will be marked by O'Keefe. We thought about the quick switch. Still looking in that direction. Now he's called to go. And now he's uncertain of the option, so it ends up being a smothered kick. Here's a chance. The dangerous Davey. Calamity for the Blues. It's a 1-goal game. So Jaden Davey gets on the board. He's kicked 1-4 now for the afternoon. Carlton 12-12-84. St Kilda 11-12-78. We've played 12 minutes and half. You could see the mind of Hudson O'Keefe ticking. When he first took the mark, they were lining up for the switch, but he didn't pull the trigger.
Should have gone. Don't second-guess yourself. I know his last line. You don't want to make hasty decisions, but if they're the right decisions, just execute. And he didn't do it, and he put himself under enormous pressure. You'll see Jaden Davey there with some muscle soreness somewhere. A little bit ginger. He's staying on the field, though. He's had an influence today. 1 goal for. He's finally hit the big sticks. 1 goal for. He's had an influence. He's been a problem at ground level, and the ball's been at ground level inside the forward 50 for the Saints this afternoon. He's been a problem for the Carlton defenders. So this game is a long way from over. They've got some weapons either side of the ball, both teams.
It can be like elevator music when Ruck have possession. Sometimes the first option is often the best. He gets a chance to redeem himself. Hudson O'Keefe here in the middle, but gives away a free kick. And the Saints are going to take the advantage. Clark inside 50, blazes away, and Duffy takes an uncontested mark. The Irishman off a step, pierces a pass to Camporelli, who marks. Ben Camporelli gets the hand pass away to Wilson through the middle of the ground. Fogarty leads up and presents. Now they've got Riley as the deepest target, sends it in that direction. Barrett makes the spoil, racing on at McInnes. Careful not to fall on his back was Byrne. The big ruck tries to just soccer it forward, keeps it alive. It's a long way down from there, 200 centimetres. As Barrett gets a hand pass away, and Byrne just hacks it out of defence, turns it straight over, and here's Walker.
60 from goal. He winds up. Sets it at the top of the square. Moyer will fly over the top. Eisen will stay down. Tries to get onto his left. Does. And goals. He's got 3. Blues back out to a 2-goal margin. 13-12-90. St Kilda 11-12-78. We've played 13 and 3/4 minutes in the final term at Princes Park on ABC Sport.
Oh, good forward pressure. Got the ball back in. They hurry kick out of the fence, ends up in Walker's hands. He kicks to the top of the square. The dangerous spot that we've spoken about time and time again this afternoon. And a nice finish from Eisen.
We've talked about Eisen and Moyer, and Eisen's had 10 touches and kicked 3 goals. Moyer's had 8 and kicked 1. It's just now about finding that extra 6 to 8 possessions a game for both of them.
Yeah, they've got to influence more often. You're 100% correct. They're good enough to do it when they get their hands on the footy or they're in the vicinity, but whether or not it's a work rate thing or a positioning thing, I can't quite work out just this first game. I've seen them play live for a while, but that's the next level. That's exactly the next level. How do they influence 5 or 6? It's only 5 or 6. It's only 1 and a bit a quarter, 1.5 a quarter when you break it down. So they're not that far off.
Blues back out by 12 points. Riley wins it down to Camporelli. Hand pass to Chester. Too slick in the end for Moyer. Oh. Paddy down, hand pass in the back of a teammate in McInnes, who now lays the tackle. And the umpire will circle and ball it up.
So did Champion Data consider that an effective handball? Because it did go to a teammate. It hit him squarely in the back, but it found him.
I think the handball counts. Not sure about effective.
That's a good question. Because it hit the target.
Yeah, correct.
It was the back of it, not the front of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Fogarty got a push in the back. Moyer's going to take the advantage. Drives it long. O'Keefe. Too big, too strong. A tough one for Barrett when you are facing up against an opponent who's 202 centimetres, and Hudson O'Keefe just stood his ground so well.
But even just the kick, Clinchy, was just to his advantage. You see the ball come in. He didn't have to reposition to get to the other side of his opponent there in Barrett. He was able to stay where the side he was on and then just hold his ground and wrestle. So that kick was really important.
That's what Ashton Moyer can do, rather than being a marking target. Hudson O'Keefe, who's the acting captain this afternoon, has 1 goal already. This would be big for the Blues. He misses to the right-hand side. Would have made it hard for the Saints. It's a 13-point lead. Carlton's way. 15 minutes gone, final term.
Heap of time for St Kilda. No. Finch's kick's not good.
What's he doing?
Hogs cut it off, 45 out. And this will give us a look at the range of Darcy Hogs. Already kicked a goal this afternoon in this final term. He's going to go back and set himself.
4-1 marks inside 50. Saw that graphic up on the screen just before. You don't expect to get it from the opposition on a kick in too often, in fairness, but that was a bad decision or bad execution from Fincher.
3rd year in the VFL program, really cemented himself with 18 games last year. It's his 3rd this year. He dishes it off. It's still alive for the Blues. Prout snaps and he goals. Logan Prout. Wasn't the way they drew it up, but it works.
Guess who was involved again?
Cody Walker.
Cody Walker. Now, I think they're trying to hit him up a little bit and get him involved and use him to hit that scoreboard for his first goal in Navy, but he's good enough to deal with the pressure, good enough to deal with the scenario, the numbers, the place on the ground. It's all, you have to react and play accordingly. He's just so clear of thinking, this young man, but a great finish from Proud in the end.
Margin out to 19 points, 14-13-97 the Blues, St Kilda 11-12-78. We played 17 minutes in the final term. Carlton by 19.
Gemma Bastiani's down on the boundary. Gemma, it's been a tough AFL season for the Blues, but for some of the faithful that have come out this afternoon, they've been enjoying this.
Yeah, there's a vocal crowd around. Maybe not great fans of the umpiring so far today, but definitely happy with that goal.
Shout out to the umpires at any level. Often the feedback you get is not positive.
There's been lots of shouting out at them today.
Yep. Paddy Dow tries to get it away to Boxall. Can the Saints offer a response? Clark tackled, holding the ball. Well done. Taylor Byrne takes it back for the Blues. He looks to hurry it inside 50 in the direction of Walker. It clears him. Fincher takes the mark, moving a little more freely now. Kicks out towards Banfield. Can't take the mark. Well done by Hogg. Tries to get a hand pass forward. Dirksen, good one-handed pickup. Cuts back on his right-hand side. Sends a high ball back inside 50. Big fight from Prout. Can't come down with the footy. Dow gets a hand pass forward. Clark arches the back. Takes a bounce at centre-half back. Through the middle of the ground. Can he clear Duffy? Can't take the mark. Here's Bank. Vacant goal square from about 80 out. He needs a kind bounce, and it bounces offline for a throw-in, which is probably a good result for St Kilda, as the umpire says, throw it in.
Yeah, but he had a teammate running just on the open side. It was, who was it? It was Richardson. Had he just been a bit more aware and a bit more composed in that scenario, he didn't need to pull the trigger. He could have drawn the defender and kicked it to Richardson running into an open goal.
And the Saints manufacture something to get them back in the game here. We're approaching time on. They trail by 19 points. And they start the road back. Riley's slap to the front was intended for Young. In there fighting is Ainsworth. Harvey to put some pressure on. Illegally. Clipped him high. And the Saints can make it a 13-point game through Oscar Ainsworth.
That's not going to help Gemma's umpire fans down there. But it did look in real time, must admit. Free kicks 27-12. Not that that's relevant.
Doesn't always tell the full story.
If they're there, they're there. Why'd you don't pay?
Ainsworth steps around on his left and misses the opportunity, and it's kind of been the story for the Saints. They've missed some really kickable ones. It's 3 straight kicks in it now, 14-13 to 11-13. We've played just over 19 minutes.
It's a bad miss. He's a bit nonchalant when he kicks for goal, Ainsworth, what I've seen today.
Boyd into Hewitt. He's going to give the hand pass away to Cody Walker. Possession number 24 on his VFL debut. Out to Byrne. He has it at right half back. Comes inboard. Charleston had to wait for it. Travaglia tried to get in there to make the spoil.
What did his dad have? 26 on debut, Jack?
26 and 9 marks, yeah.
How's that man going?
He's at 24.
Pretty similar.
How many marks?
Only 3.
3. Step up, young man.
Young to Boyd.
Wouldn't mind
Here go on cue. Takes another mark. He's getting a couple of cheaper ones now. 25th disposal for Cody Walker inside 50. Hudson O'Keefe crushes the pack. Spills out to Travaglia. Hand pass away to Dow. It opens up for St Kilda. Clark marks. Can they use their numbers here? Chips it up to Boxell. He is a long kick. He looks inside 50. Nagel streaming forward. He elects not to play on and marks in the left forward pocket.
Yeah, that wasn't a great kick for Walker. As we see,
Collard got
down.
cleaned up in that marking contest in which O'Keefe came charging through.
Yeah, that was the kick from Walker, which wasn't awesome from the Carlton perspective. Just got it, kicked it to a really dangerous turnover spot. And that's what's happened on the way through. They just couldn't defend the turnover.
Tyson Nagel, the 19-year-old. St Kilda need to try and start making some of these count. And a set shot from the left forward pocket all of a sudden becomes must kick. Nagel starts his approach.
Boy.
Good strike. Puts it through. Fight back is still alive. It's a 12-point lead Carlton's way. Time on in the final term. The Blues 14-13, 97. St Kilda 12-13, 85.
Yeah, so that, again, how many times we talked about that? The turnover at half-back. The team's just really struggling to defend now. There's a long ball in. Space for St Kilda to work from that contest where they got it back at half-back and then just keep leapfrogging their opponents down the field, which is effectively what happened. It's really challenging to defend that. You watch the AFL these days, if you turn the ball over there, it's borderline impossible to defend a score against you on the next phase of play, and that's exactly what we've seen here this afternoon.
So back to a 12-point game, 14-13 to 12-13. 21 and a half minutes gone, final term. Heaps of time for the Saints. Can they kick another and make the Blues jittery? Dodson the tap. Dow almost the clearance. He caught one in the back and landed pretty heavily. It was accidental from Chesser, and he might be in a bit of trouble here, Paddy Dow. We've spoken about his concussion issues previously.
He was very quick onto that.
He went face first into the turf, and then Chesser's weight straight on top of him. And Paddy's... Yeah, he needs to come off.
With my best slug Jordan voice, I think you've got to get the boy off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was accidental. There was a clatter of legs. They came together and they both fell forward.
Oh, look at this. It's a stagger.
Yep.
Oh, poor kid. Just cannot take a trick.
Saints lost Max King early with hamstring awareness. Alex Tarou's been taken out of the game to be ready for tonight if he's needed. Jack McRae was a late change, so he's available tonight as well. Here's another look. You just see their legs just come together. They both fall forward. Nothing Chesser can do there, or Dow for that matter.
No, that's just an unlucky football incident.
Paddy Dow got winded in that second quarter, so he's one of those players who does find himself in the wars. I'd just love to see him get a bit more of a runner from an injury side of things.
So we got a free kick for in the back. The man who came off the bench to replace him was Benk, and he'll receive it. He'll run to 60. And that's a beautiful kick inside, and Clark just floats across the front of Billy Wilson, and Josh Clark an opportunity to go back and make it a one-goal game.
Disappointing defence from Carlton. They had all that time to get all their numbers back inside defensive 50, knowing the free kick was going to be given, and they still couldn't stop a lead up. Well, probably lead across, really. Wasn't a lead up at the leg, it was a cross into the space from Clark.
2 games for Collingwood in 21, 2 games for Frankston in 2022, 4 years out of the VFL. He's back, the man from the Roeville Hawks. And that one just misses right. 11 points the margin, 14-13-97 to 12-14-86, 23 and a half gone. The Blues by 11 points, the Saints surging.
3 goals for St Kilda in this final term. As Boy brings the Blues back into play and Harvey takes the mark. No real intent to move it quickly, as now he is called to play on. Sends it as high and long as he can up the wing, where Dirkson's the target. Worked Barrett illegally underneath the marking contest and gives away the free kick. So can the Saints capitalise a bit on this? Barrett quickly wants to move it to half forward. Boxall's getting a lot of the footy at half forward. Made the appeal there that Charleston got him high after he claimed the mark.
And just kicking over the little zone that Carlton are trying to create in those scenarios into the space, and that's where the St Kilda players are moving into.
Boxall into the pocket, great kick, and the mark is taken by Ainsworth.
Great mark.
He used his body well. It's a tight angle though, right forward pocket. For half a moment thought about giving it off. He's opened up the angle, wastes no time and kicks the goal to make it a single-digit ball game. It's a 5-point lead the Blues way, and the Saints are coming. The last 2 goals of the match. And Oscar Ainsworth has had a couple of looks at the big sticks but hasn't been able to capitalise. This time he does.
Little mark, he jumps early, gets the contact. It's a really clever craft to jump early, know you're going to get the contact, and it'll push you back towards the space you need to protect for the drop of the ball. It's really clever.
Solidly built, isn't he, for 19? His game based on strength and power. We spoke about the likes of Patrick Dangerfield, that sort of model of midfielder forward type that's really strong and powerful one-on-one.
Yeah, I'd still like him to be a bit more focused when he kicks for goal, I must admit. Just a little sidebar, but I do like the way he moves.
It's back within 5 points now. The challenge squarely at the feet of the Blues once again, just as they thought they may have done enough. In the middle of the ground, Dodson tries to find it. Does, feeds it out. Barrett off the back edge of the square. Another inside 50 for the Saints. Bank is up at the front and marks. He wants 50. He'll have to kick at 50, but he could give St Kilda the lead as we approach the 26-minute mark. Jack Bank has been a prodigious goal kicker at VFL level. Had an MCL strain, missed 6 weeks last year, came back, kicked 11 against Ajax on return. First game in 7 weeks, 37 touches, 11 goals.
Solid afternoon, Jace. It's a solid afternoon. This will have to be a solid kick.
From just outside 50, he can launch to give St Kilda the lead at the 26-minute mark of the final term. Jack Bank from 52 metres. Didn't get all of it. Dropped short. The Blues belt it through. 4-point game.
Yeah, he towed it, you're right. Never hit the foot correctly.
And the Saints are up and about. Blues need to be careful with their delivery. Trying to work the kick in here.
You always want to go left to screen in the last quarter if you can here at Princess Park. There is that natural slope on the ground. Well, that should make a huge difference, but it seems to all the time.
Jordan Boyd plays on. Takes every metre given to him, so runs as far as he can in the right back pocket and drives it up towards O'Keefe. In from the side, Fincher can't take the mark. O'Keefe tapped it on. Fogarty, they can run it here. Ison off the outside of the boot, sends it long. Prout one-on-one. Over the top, the spoil is made. Prout races back onto it. Getting back support there from Banfield. Gets the hand pass away. Hadfield, sport away from Boxall. Knocked on. Here's a chance. Ison trying to break clear. Gets it forward towards the goal square. And Banfield's tackled and locked up. Just 15 metres out from the Carlton goal.
Gee, it was a bold exit strategy from St Kilda there that ended up in the turnover. In that situation, you've just got to find a mark or get it out of the way.
Ball up, 15 out from Carlton's goal. Dodson the tap. Boxall in there scrapping on the ground. Find the ball. Flipped it out. Banfield and his big body wrestled to the deck by Prout. It's still alive. Umpire hasn't blown the whistle. Precious seconds tick by. Ball up. Adjacent to the left behind post for Carlton. They lead by 4 points as we approach the 28-minute mark of the final term. VFL match of the day on ABC Sport going all the way to the wire. It's still alive. And in the end, O'Keefe takes it over, burns another couple of seconds in the process. Blues will be happy to try and lock this in. Saints need to get it into space. Transition quickly.
Jordan Boyd been sent back as a loose for Carlton.
O'Keefe in the ruck against Dodson. Byrne missed. Young with the handball. Fogarty. Camporeale. Hogg. Can they get a mark? They can. Hewitt can take his 30 seconds. He's 45 out. Against the boundary line at left half forward. He's kicked 2 goals in the third term. And this to make it very difficult for St Kilda. As we hit the 29-minute mark. To make it a 10-point game, George Hewitt. With his 30th touch. It's online, but it hasn't quite got the legs. Well done by Ned McGuinness. It's a behind. It's a 5-point game. Saints have it.
Oh, I reckon it's almost one last hurrah here for the Saints to go coast to coast.
And Collard's not a bad player to be involved. Chips it out to Burns. He'll try and draw ice and give it back to Collard. Kicks on the outside of the boot over Clark's head and turns it over. Taylor Byrne takes the mark for the Blues.
So they'll be telling him on the bench how long to go. They're holding up the ice card. Is ice the game?
And he dances around Clark on the mark. Looks up inside 50. Kicks for the direction of Flynn Young. Off hands, it goes out of play. And a boundary thrown in the right forward pocket. Approaching half an hour gone in this final term. The last 2 goals of the match the way of St Kilda. But it's the Blues who still lead by 5 points.
Smart kick from Bernhardt. Didn't take the corridor. Went to the pocket. Worst case, it goes out of bounds.
Yep. That's experience. That's practice. Coaching, all those things.
Burns. Read it nicely off the hands. Hewitt tracks it back to 50. Uses Akers. Turns onto his right. Spears again towards the boundary line. He's looking for Young. It's picked off by Fincher. Saints want to do the opposite. They'll want to try and take the corridor and be aggressive. Fincher will move it quickly to the wing. Harvey will float across the front and take a really important mark. Dane Harvey against 3.
Wrong mark.
They can go backwards now. They can chew a bit of time. He'll do that to Lewis Young. Young looks backwards.
Kilda have pressed up pretty well.
So he'll take territory. Dodson and O'Keefe with a big, strong contested grab. He dishes off to Akers, who can hold on to it. Looks to the bench.
Well, they're holding up the 30-second card, Joe, so it's under 30 now, I reckon.
Just need to be tidy from here, the Blues. Sets it up. Saints need to go quickly. Free kick. St Kilda's way. Do they have one last chance? Got to go straight down the freeway in the middle of the ground. Dodson does just that. High kick. Blues win. Carlton make it 3 in a row in the VFL for the first time since late 2023. Carlton, 14-14-98, defeats St Kilda.